pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
follow from the one.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to tonight's feature presentation of the season opener for the HVRL Maverick Cup Series, the Fun Coast 500, live from the Daytona International Speedway. Hello and welcome, folks. My name is Joe Twansky. You know me. Hopefully you enjoy me. Hopefully you enjoy us, what we have going on here on JTN. It is, once again, Maverick Night in America. This is the great Maverick Night in America. Out of all the Maverick Nights in America, we are so happy to be here this evening. Of course, I said it. My name is Joe. We got Bristol, our producer, on the cameras here tonight. We're not at the Speedway yet because, well, we got too many drivers here in the field. They're winding down. They're trying to figure out how they're going to narrow down this field of 65 drivers that have shown up for this race. Some are already locked in based off last year's owners' points. However, knockout qualifying procedures are underway. Without further ado, though, let's go ahead and introduce my co-host here tonight. He is the one, he is the only, Dewey Schramm III. Dewey, welcome back to Daytona, and welcome to the Fun Coast 500.
I am glad to be back at Daytona, and what a chaotic race we're going to have, or a chaotic set of circumstances we're going to have here tonight. 65 drivers going for 40 spots, which means 25 people are going home before we even take the green flag, Joe. 25
people are going home before we even take the green flag. Have you ever seen that?
Not since probably the 2007 Daytona 500. That's the best comparison I got.
So, a large field here tonight. It's going to make for what should be a very, very exciting night of racing action, folks. Again, can't thank you enough for tuning in. Make sure, if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, subscribe. This, of course, is JTN. It's your home for the Maverick Cup Series all season long. We'll be live next week all the way through November for the season finale at Homestead. It's going to be a fun 24-race schedule. Dewey will be on the call of some of those races. Our colleague Ricky Collette, who's also in chat, he'll be on the call for some of the races, hopefully. And yeah, we're going to have a fun time here tonight on JTN. I'd like to remind you, again, hit that like button and subscribe. But you can also follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork. We are over on Twitter, JoeTowNetwork, Facebook, JoeTowNetwork, TikTok, JoeTowNetwork. Believe it or not, Dewey, we are on Instagram. Guess what the handle is there?
JoeTowNetwork.
That's right.
Yeah.
Remember to also go follow at Fake Racers for the Fake Racers podcast Twitter account over, again, on X. And also check out Track and Turf here on YouTube as well as over on Twitter. It's going to be our new, if you're already subscribed to JTN2, you're already subscribed to Track and Turf. No need to go hunting for it, but go give Track and Turf a look here as we look to launch that secondary channel into a new stratosphere. Dewey, we are waiting for them to, we're going to get the message from our friends, from our admin friends here at Maverick before we can get into this race server. So a little bit before we're going to be able to show cars on the screen for all these fans at home. So what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about anything? I mean, I can pull up. I can show people how extensive our catalog of races is on JTN. I can. There's a couple things I can do here, but
I
don't know.
think
I wanted to let you have a crack at it.
I think first, if anything, we should bring up. I mentioned the chaotic set of circumstances we've got here tonight. Of course, 65 drivers, 25 of which will not be qualifying for the main event. And the reason why we've got that many people here for tonight is because this race has payouts to it. The winner of this race tonight will receive $100 in cold hard cash plus a custom made Fun Coast 500 trophy. The second place finisher will receive $30 and the third place driver will receive $20. So all three of our podium finishers are going to be walking away with some cash tonight. So a lot of people going for some money, and it should be a really competitive and really fun 125 laps to see who ends up getting that cash.
You like cash, right?
Yeah, cash is cool.
What's your favorite kind of cash?
I'd say good, crisp $20 bill.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh, well, that's what I said. So a lot on the line, of course, compared to, most races we broadcast. Of course, everybody wants to win.
Everybody
If they're
wants to
showing
win.
up to a race, but it's not very often you see or have an incentive like this one. And even if you don't win, you could still walk out here with money if you get second or third. So
Now let's show off that trophy. Let's go ahead. Let's update our screen, folks at home. You can see the Fun Coast 500 trophy now on your screens. There it is. Winner of this race, take home that trophy. I believe a big thank you to Brendan Whitford for helping supply that trophy here. Good looking piece of hardware to place up on your mantle if you win here tonight in the Fun Coast 500. Magoo, you got a good question. How will they set the field? Well, we were told we were going to be given the list of drivers that is locked into this race based off of who was here. Can tell you the list of drivers that were locked in should they have shown up. Let's see. Where is this list? We're having a fun time. Dewey, I feel like we are so prepared. We are so prepared. Let's see. Where is this list? Nope, can't find the list. Oh, man. Are you having a fun time? I'm having a fun time.
I'm having a fun time. It'll be even more fun once we can see cars.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Rock, paper,
Until
scissors.
then.
That's right, Magoo. No. So I believe it's 25 drivers are already locked into this race to make up our 40-car field. Then the other... So what?
40 drivers for 15 spots?
Yeah. So,
Man.
yeah. Talk about intense. It's going to be an intense couple of laps here in qualifying, right?
And obviously, I think a lot of iRacing leagues nowadays, you'll see, some leagues in a situation like this, they'll run a B main or dual races to set the rest of the field, but it's good old-fashioned 2-lap single-car qualifying here for tonight. So, got to nail those 2 laps down, because if you miss even one of them or you run the wrong line, you're going home. And the margin for error is going to be extremely small, given the amount of people that are going to be attempting this race.
Dude, I just want that trophy, man.
It's a good trophy.
I mean, you were talking about cold hard cash there at the start, but I want the trophy. Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
Is that a 3D printed trophy?
It is. Majestic.
Of course, modeled in the shape of Daytona, fittingly.
Mm-hmm.
Good piece of hardware, for sure.
Also want to give a special shout out and thank you to... Oh, look, I found the drivers locked into the race. Okay. Let's start there. So the 82 of Keith Hughes, the 35 team Mike Carroll, Mark Snyder in the 27, Jason Dady in the 051, Benjamin Snyder in the 22, Xavier Brown in the 30, Tate Dorsey in the 6, RJ Bishop in the 77, Zachary Hall in the 32, Tom Musa in the 4, Sean Dotson in the 091, Allison Rodrigo in the 43, Todd Wilson in the 11, Samuel Cruz in the 13, Christian Torres in the 75, Quentin Moore in the 89, Chad Heyer in the 007, Trey Kinsey in the 80, Matt Moss in the 15, Brendan Whitford in the 28, Mike Seneca in the 7, and Victor Correa in the 10. Those were your cars that would have been locked into this race if they so chose to show up here to Daytona tonight. So I believe that list is a little bit different now based off of who has shown up. We'll get the official confirmation from admins here. Find Dylan Livingood, High Voltage Media Productions, HVMP. Also, big shout out to them. They doubled the prize money for the race, $100, like Dewey said, for the to the winner of the race, $30 to second, and third going to get $20. Originally, it was only going to be $50 to the winner in the trophy. So, you know, make it a little extra special, right?
Without a doubt. And I mean, even winning $50 for this race is still pretty cool, but
I mean, winning like $1 would be cool, right? Like,
or winning period.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is the biggest race we've ever broadcast, it feels like, right? Like,
between the payout and the amount of people, it definitely feels that way.
Yeah, so
and we've had DNQs before for Maverick races, but never this
not
many,
to this level.
Never in a race that's got money on the line.
Not to this level.
Yeah.
A couple ARCA guy who talked about Mike Seneca. Willie Mullins is here tonight. Dewey's excited about that.
Yeah, Willie won the pole for the ARCA race at Daytona last month. Tim Goulet Jr. in here, his dad Tim, the owner of, or co-owner of Rise Motorsports, the 31 in ARCA. So got some good representation here from the real life side of things tonight. See if those guys can get their way in. And of course, Willie knows his way around here. He's finished in the top 3 in ARCA races here before. Obviously, he's got the pole. Knows his way around this racetrack for sure. And definitely if he makes it in, one to watch here tonight.
We're still waiting to see if we can get into the race server. Oh man. There's a lot of drivers that are going to be fighting to get into this race tonight, huh? A lot of them.
For sure.
A lot of them. Dude, I mean, it's March. It's madness. We got 42 people currently watching a blank screen. So, folks, thank you. We appreciate you so much. If you got questions for us, we'd love to hear them in chat. We always like to interact with you guys throughout these broadcasts. Again, we're going to be going for 125 laps. Yes, we are hanging in here. This is fun, man. This is where we can kind of vamp, and vamp. And vamp. You like vamping, right, Dewey?
Yeah.
You know where there's a lot of vamping?
Where?
Over on the Fake Racers podcast, which you can check out now on Track and Turf. Over on Track and Turf. I gotta not say JTN too. That's gonna be a struggle for me here for a couple weeks. But over on Track and Turf or your favorite podcast platform, you can go check it out. And so we'll post a link to Track and Turf here in a few moments. Connor in chat, how much does it cost to broadcast a race from you guys? Connor, we start at $50. I don't have that posted anywhere, I guess, but for a 2-hour time slot, you get all the graphics and whatnot, and you get usually you get at least me, but we've been trying to make it so you at least get 2 people up here in the booth. And then if you go over that 2-hour time limit, there's extra charges for that. But so that's where we are at. We also always recommend, again, our friend Chris, who's part of our team, Fast29 here on YouTube. Also recommend him. Our friends at FRN, Tarnation TV. A lot of great broadcasters out there too. If we're not necessarily your cup of tea or we're not in your price range, completely understand. I always like to give those recommendations out to folks, and you can go from there. But yeah, we like it when you guys pick us to broadcast your races because we like broadcasting races. You know, it's kind of what we like doing, right, Dewey?
Absolutely.
So, Rad Dad Chad says JTN's better than Fox. Thank you, Chad. Magoo, come on. We can't already be making names for the second channel, Turf Toe. Ugh.
That's what we should call oof sides.
Right? Yeah, Connor, no problem, man. And you can always reach out to, I always say the best way to reach out to us is through our Facebook. I'm kind of plugged in with everything. It's, name building thing, but, best way to reach out for anyone out there that's got a league, maybe they're starting up, maybe they're looking for a broadcaster, you can reach out to us, and we can, we will get in touch with you and whatnot, and kind of tell you what we need, what you need, and kind of work with you from there. And always love to give you guys recommendations if we can. Trying to keep this game alive. That's kind of that was the goal of JTN when it started, Dewey. Is keep it alive, and I think we've been pretty successful in being a part of that, at least.
I would wholeheartedly agree.
Races like tonight, man, they help too, right?
Yes, they do.
So, Kathy Boyles, RJ Bishop, welcome. I think RJ was already in there before. Xavier Brown, welcome in. Antonio Irvin, Matt. Ulysses is in there. Bob's in there. Folks, make sure if you haven't already too, hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. We are vamping. We are waiting to be told to get into the server. We're good. We're having fun. Right, Dewey?
Yeah, and obviously you don't really get to
We don't
have a big pre-race show like this
No.
very often as a
No.
result.
We should next time we'll try to be more prepared. We'll try to be more
Should have had like an itinerary for this.
I told you to come up with some topics. I did tell you that.
Well, I mean, we got the important stuff at least.
Well, yeah, of course.
And, we're going to have our own version of March Madness here tonight. But, hey, the actual thing started and it's going on right now. We got the first four going on.
The first four. Who's your favorite in the first four?
Well, Wagner is winning with like 17 seconds left. And they're up by 1. It's a very close game.
Okay.
But we got Colorado State and Virginia.
Do we want to
after
fill
this.
out a bracket?
Oh, I filled like 20 of them out
I haven't filled one out yet. So how about we go? I'm gonna fill it out. I can't show it on the screen because I'm sure there's some kind of copyright. So, Dewey, let's fill out this bracket right now, live on the air. How's that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
All right, March is Madness, folks. UConn takes on Stetson, number 1 overall seed UConn. I'm just gonna pick there, no input there. FAU and Northwestern. That's an interesting matchup.
One quick thing, I root for UConn, so I'm gonna be biased towards them in this bracket. I should put that out there. FAU made the Final Four last year. Not as great of a team as last year, but they're not a bad team either. I think they'll win.
Yeah, I think they're better than Northwestern. San Diego State and UAB, the Blazers.
I think this could be an upset game.
All right, I'm taking it because their mascot's cool. Auburn and Yale, your SEC champs. I'm going to take them.
Auburn.
BYU against Duquesne. Is that? That's nice. Duquesne. Oh, man.
Their first tournament since the 70s, but BYU
and they're
is
losing.
just better.
Illinois and Morehead State. Give me the Illini.
Definitely.
Washington State and Drake. Give me Drake.
That's going to be a very good game.
Iowa State and South Dakota State, the Big 12 tournament champs.
Definitely Iowa State.
Yep. All right, moving on to the first round in the West. North Carolina versus the winner of that first 4 game going on right now.
UNC, no matter who wins.
Mississippi State and Michigan State. MSU on MSU violence.
I'm honestly can't believe Michigan State even made this tournament.
I agree.
Mississippi State.
Yep, agreed. St. Mary's and Grand Canyon. Give me St. Mary's, your West Coast Conference champions.
That's going to be a good game, too.
Alabama beats Charleston. Clemson beats New Mexico. I'm biased there.
No, I don't.
I'm biased there.
New Mexico in that game.
I'm biased there. Baylor and Colgate. Give me Baylor.
Over toothpaste.
Dayton and Nevada. Give me the Flyers.
I'd pick Nevada in that
I'm
one.
taking the Flyers. Shut up.
The Mountain West is being disrespected.
Arizona and Cinderella Long Beach State in the first round, who fired their coach.
Yeah, Long Beach State with the fired head coach tournament run, but it's going to stop
Nope,
because Arizona's
I'm picking them to win.
pretty good.
Picking them to win.
The Beach.
Long Beach State. Keep the dream alive. Tennessee plays St. Peter's in the first round. Give me the Peacocks.
Yeah.
Texas and UVA or CSU. Give me the Longhorns there.
I think if Colorado State wins that first 4 game, they're going to beat Texas, but I think Texas will beat Virginia.
We got to go Vols in chat. All right, I'll take Tennessee over the Peacocks. Literally, that's how easy it is to sway me. If someone's cheering for a team in chat, I'll pick your team. So let me know who you're cheering for in chat. Also, click the like button, folks. If you haven't already, click the like button. South Carolina takes on Oregon. I skipped Creighton and Akron, but, Creighton wins.
I'm going to pick Oregon in that game.
Okay, all right, I like it. I hate South Carolina, so not like the state, but like the school. Anyways, Kansas and Samford.
Kansas is going to be without one of their best players for the tournament, and they've been slumping a little bit. I think that's an upset candidate.
Give me Samford. McNeese State and Gonzaga.
I think we might have a 12-13 round of 32 game.
I'm taking it.
McNeese is sneaky good.
TCU and Utah State. Give me the Aggies.
The Mountain West disrespect continues.
I said give me the Aggies.
Well, I think they were seated too low.
Oh, okay. I see. And then Purdue plays either Grambling or Montana State.
They're winning anyway.
Marquette and Western Kentucky.
Marquette.
Florida or against Colorado or Boise State. Go Gators.
Probably.
Oakland and Kentucky.
Picking
Kentucky.
the Wildcats in that one.
Yeah, I kind of want the Grizz to win, though. NC State and Texas Tech. Give me NC State because they are hot. Duke.
5 wins in 5 days to make the tournament.
Duke.
They're one to watch out for.
Duke and the Vermont Catamounts.
Duke, unfortunately.
JMU and Wisconsin. Give me Wisconsin.
I think that could be a JMU upset. They beat Michigan State to start off the year. You never know.
You never know. Yep, you got it, Ryan. I got you, man. I got you. Nebraska and Texas A&M. Give me the Cornhuskers.
That would be their first ever NCAA tournament win if they win that game.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That is crazy. Okay, that's a crazy stat. And then Houston and Longwood. Give me the Cougars.
Yeah.
Any updates on the drop of the green? No. We have not been given any updates. We are still waiting. Apologies. I don't know, Dewey, have you tried to... Oh. Nope, it's full. It's not letting me in still. Alright. Houston and Nebraska. Houston. Wisconsin, Duke. Wisconsin. NC State, Kentucky. Florida, Marquette.
I know NC State in that one.
Okay, I'll do it. Florida, Marquette. Yeah, sorry, Ryan. Purdue and Utah State. Give me the Aggies.
About to say, I think Utah State's got a chance in that one, and it's Purdue in the tournament. So
McNeese or Samford?
McNeese.
Okay. Oregon, Creighton. Texas, Tennessee. Give me Texas.
I'd pick the Vols in that one.
Okay, I'll do it.
Tennessee's a little shaky in the tournament too, but they're a better team than Texas.
You convinced me. Dayton and Long Beach State.
Dayton.
Clemson, Baylor.
Baylor.
Alabama, St. Mary's. Give me St. Mary's.
Still can't believe you picked Clemson over New Mexico.
Taking North Carolina over Mississippi State. Drake and Iowa State. Give me Iowa State. BYU, Illinois. Give me BYU.
I go Illinois.
Give me Illinois. UAB, Auburn. Give me Auburn. UConn beats FAU.
Yes.
UConn beats Auburn.
Illinois beats a very close game, I think, but I think UConn's going to find a way to win it.
Illinois beats Iowa State. North Carolina beats St. Mary. Baylor beats Dayton.
I think St. Mary's could take UNC out. I really do.
I'm picking
I'd
UNC.
go with the Gales.
Creighton beats Tennessee. Utah State beats McNeese. Marquette ruins NC State's run.
I could see NC State winning that game.
Was-
Marquette's been a pretty good tournament choker too, like Purdue has.
They got Shaka Smart, right?
They do.
All right, we'll do it. NC State, Houston in the Elite Eight.
Houston.
Yeah. Utah State, Creighton.
Creighton.
North Carolina, Baylor.
Ooh, rematch from 2022, I think?
Sounds right. I'm going to take Baylor.
So would I, barely.
UConn over Illinois. UConn over Baylor. Creighton over Houston.
A UConn-Creighton rematch. Oh, boy.
And give me the Huskies.
UConn won the first meeting. Creighton won by like 20 the second time, but UConn is the most complete team in this tournament, and I'm also biased. So, Huskies.
All right. And they win at 73-65 in the Natty. We just filled out my bracket. I just killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Look at that. Pre-race coverage.
We're so back.
We are so back. FAU and Florida in the Final Four. Hey, you know, there's a lot of things I can see happening in this tournament. I also didn't watch a lot of college basketball this season because I was still off of the high of the college football national championship and my coach getting fired at the end of the year because they had the worst season in the history of the school. Nick Gunther has made the field, it looks like, so we're starting to see driver names come in apparently.
I think he I wouldn't surprise me if he was one of the owner points locks, maybe?
He wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he is usually pretty fast wherever he goes, so
Correct.
I'm also not surprised to see him lock in on speed either.
Correct. Thank you, Kathy. Bristol is a good boy, although today he did get into a little bit of mischief.
Sometimes reasonable dogs must do unreasonable things.
That's right. You think Dale Jr. is running at Wilkesboro?
Seeing that rumored, it would make some sense.
Think he's going to run a truck, though?
Ooh. He's never run a truck before in his career.
That'd be kind of cool if he did, though.
It would.
Dale Jr. is confirmed for All-Star race. Is he actually?
Also,
wouldn't he have to race his way in?
Well, I think that's what's going to be revealed on the Dale Jr. download tomorrow.
In the Spire 88 Cup car, says G-Men. And Talladega. I don't think Dale Jr. is going to race Talladega.
I think that's a fake Adam Stern tweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
think he got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Some of those people are getting better at those.
Let me tell you,
more believable.
I could see him running Wilkesboro though, for the All-Star race. I could see that.
Well, the logic here is the All-Star race is on the same day as the Fast 12 and the Bump qualifying sessions for the Indy 500, which Kyle Larson is running. So, if Kyle Larson is in the Fast 12 or he has to run to not get bumped out of the field, he won't be able to make it to North Wilkesboro. So is it possible that they put Dale Jr. in the 5 for that race?
Dale Jr. in the 5 car. Wow. Oh. I am in.
We're in the server?
I am in the server.
We are in, boys!
We are in.
I don't know if qualifying is complete or not, but we're in there at least.
We are in.
We can see cars on the screen now.
We are back.
We are so unbelievably back.
See if my quality doesn't die on me. Apparently it's... Oh, man. All right, looks like we're normal. All right, you want to see some race cars, folks? There you go. Look at the race cars.
We have got race cars!
Hold on, gotta turn the race cars off for a second.
Oh, Joe.
I had the shadows off. You gotta see the shadows, man. There you go. You can barely see the shadows. There's shadows out there now. So this, of course, is your Fun Coast 500 race preview. We haven't been doing it this whole time. It's your Fun Coast 500 race preview. 2.5 mile super speedway, 125 laps here tonight, folks. You know the drill. It is Daytona. It's going to be a fun night of racing action here for all of you folks at home. We are so glad you're joining us here tonight. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, subscribe. There's already 40 of you tuning in, 41 actually. Thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight's event. We encourage you, if you're new here, to make sure you hit the subscribe button. You'll click the bell icon too next to that button. You'll be notified anytime we go live. We have great sim racing action here at NR 2003 coming your way throughout the weeks, the months, the days to come, because folks, JTN is your home for some of, if not the best NR 2003 sim racing on the web, if not just sim racing. Get rid of the NR 2003 qualifier. It's going to be a fun time here tonight. And also, if you click that notification bell, you'll get notified anytime we go live, and you won't miss a second of the action here on JTN. So cars now going to go out there for their official qualifying times here, Dewey. Did you get into the server? Yes, you did. Look at that.
I'm in, yeah.
Wow. We have made it.
It looks like we've got some notable names missing the show. Looks like Willie Mullins and the 3 did not make it into the field. We had a couple of friends from the Bomb Squad Cup Series here. Randy Waugh was in the 21. Looks like he didn't quite make it in either, Joe. Hopefully we see him on Thursday, though, for the BSR Cup race. Got some returning names, of course. Tate Dorsey from last season, ran well all year. Mike Seneca doing one of his part-time starts this year. Of course, Ben and Mark Snyder, the father-son duo, always trying to take home the win. And again, everybody's going for a chance to win $100 tonight. So I don't think you can really pick anybody to start this thing out. It's going to be
$100 and a trophy.
Yeah.
And a trophy.
It is going to be chaos. But good chaos.
Good chaos. Do you like good chaos or bad chaos?
I'm more of a good chaos kind of guy.
More of a good chaos kind of guy?
Yeah.
Not bad chaos?
Definitely not bad chouse.
Whoa.
But qualifying is underway for real this time.
For real, for real?
The knockouts are over. And this is the actual starting order for tonight that is currently being determined. Of course, we can't see that, but we can tell you about it.
Well, you can see it up at the top of your screen, too, as the results are going to start to be displayed. Fake Racers Podcast, Davey Hazard. Again, now available on Track and Turf. Let's go ahead and post that link for Track and Turf while we're here.
We should do that.
We should definitely do that.
Mark Snyder currently on top of the board in the 27 machine. Looks like about 35 cars have taken a time so far. Harry Bone currently joining him on the front row.
Harry Bond.
Whoops.
Thanks, Dewey. Get it right.
Unbelievable. Of course, now we're starting to see those faster second lap times trickle in. Now Michael Norman in the 08 to the top of the board. Craig Hagley now in the 032 gets himself up there. So this board's going to shuffle quite a bit here And this last 45 seconds of qualifying as more of these guys get that faster second lap down.
Maybe posted the link for track and turf. I'm going to post the link for track and turf with the JTN account. Just to make sure, because we always encourage people don't click links. But, hold on.
Looks like qualifying has been completed. And your front row for tonight is going to be Craig Hagley in the 032 and Nick Gunther in the 55. They are going to lead us to the green for tonight's 125 lap event. 32 cars took a time. Looks like eight or so electing to start at the rear, which with this amount of cars might be a smart decision.
Xavier, where are you on track? I'll tell this. There you are. So Xavier Brown tonight in the 30 car, Dewey. It's the first time that a Mustang GTD has been on track here.
A GTD?
Yeah, it's a Mustang GTD right there for Xavier Brown. So he ran the Dark Horse last year, early on, or late in the season, and now he's running the GTD Mustang. So why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup here?
Boy, it is a doozy. All right. Leading us to the green flag tonight, again, will be Craig Hagley in the 032, and to his outside, Nick Gunther in the 55. Back in row 2, Joshua Mercurio and Michael Norman in the 08. Seth Cole and Zachary Hall back in row 3. Oh, geez, they are wrecking all over the place.
They are. They're gonna just... Okay, keep going, Dewey. Don't look out the
4,
window. Just look down. Read the list. Read the list.
Mike Mangialardi in 7th. I apologize if I got that wrong there. And Christian Torres rolling off in 8th. Jessica Shelton and Juan Gaeta rounding out our top 10. Dylan Baum and Thomas Troxel back in row number 6 with Oscar Ramos Jr. and Javier Negron there in 14th. Mike McIntyre and, let's see, Santiago Gutierrez, they're back in row number 8. Grant Wesley and Denny Carroll in row number 9. Denny, one of our friends from BSR. Let's see, Trey Kinsey back in 19th, and RJ Bishop rounds out the top 20. Perry Bond back in 21st, into his outside Samuel Cruz in the 13. Matt Moss and Mike Carroll back in row number 12. 25th will be Quinton Moore in the 89 and Victor Correa in the 10. Mark Snyder and Xavier Brown make up row number 14. Benjamin Snyder will start behind his dad in 29th, and Jason Dady will round out our top 30. Mike Seneca and, let's see, Tom Musa, they're back in row number 16. Tate Dorsey and Keith Hughes, two of the most consistent drivers from last season, will roll off together in row 17. 35th will be Chad Hare in the 007 with Sean Dotson in the 091. Brendan Whitford, the designer of tonight's trophy, and Allison Rodrigo back in row 19. And rounding out the field here for tonight, Cody Lamas in the 84 and Alex Moe in the 48. So a 40-car stacked field for tonight. A lot of cars, a lot of good ones at that, a lot of money on the line. This is going to be a doozy of a race.
And Dewey, a fair few drivers out of this not qualifying and out of this race here tonight. Rod Weston missed the cut by 0.06 or 0.006 seconds. Shane Sides, Greg Lovell, Armstrong, Servideo, Randy Waugh, Jeffrey Elliott, Ulysses Sandoval, Jeffrey Goodpaster, Brown, Willie Mullins missed the race. Hiller in the 137, Mike Rogers in the 011, all missed the race. Hold on, we're still reading off more drivers missed the race. Chone, Brian Lovell, Larry D, John Van Gorder, Gomez in the 222, Ramirez in the 327, Diaz in the 042, Barham, Landy Pavlin, Solomon, Bowling, Bonfin, all missed the race here tonight.
And that shows you how competitive of a field this is, because there were a lot of really good cars that you just listed off that didn't quite make the cut for tonight. So
yeah,
the level of competition we've got here tonight with all this money on the line is certainly something to be amazed of, with, again, that many good cars that just couldn't quite make it in.
how many minutes we got left in practice here?
I think 5 or so.
Okay, all right,
I'm trying to get cars to show up despite me having them, so kind of working on that right now.
Oh man, apologies folks, looks like we were missing a couple of number cards for you. I don't want you to miss out on those, because those are obviously important. Blaine, that sucks, man. JLP on the sidelines tonight, so JLP has been one of the stalwarts of this series, right, since its inception. So he's not going to be here tonight. Talked about, it being a big race. Of course, some of those drivers that have been big parts of this series not making the race here tonight, and that's just unfortunately how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Obviously, though, a lot of the guys that ran most of last season got in on those owner points, but if you're one of those part-time guys that's been around, unfortunately, you're going to have to get a solid lap in, and if you didn't do that, well, not much can really help you at that point. Owner points are just that valuable when you get a race with this kind of entry list to it.
Rise Motorsports didn't make this race here tonight, so that's unfortunate for that team. Dewey's having issues, apparently. Oh, man. Hold on. All right, cars getting lined up here on the grid as we await command to get engines fired here. The Daytona International Speedway. Dude, are you ready?
Yeah,
He is not ready, folks.
I am ready. Contrary to popular belief.
Almost heaven. West Virginia.
Mountain Mama.
That's our pole sitter will be singing here tonight. Stacked field of 40 competitors taking on the Fun Coast 500, 125 laps. It is the great Maverick Night in America, folks. Can't thank you enough for tuning in. Again, a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to us here on JTN. You don't want to miss a second of the action. We got the best action here. So again, you don't want to miss a second of it. Like, why would you want to miss a second of the best, Dewey? I don't get why you would, so don't, you know?
That's a great question. I
It's
don't
a
know why
great
you'd want to miss
question.
this either.
65 folks tuning in right now. Thank you so much. We hope that you stick around with us because we do this all the time here on JTN. Again, hit the subscribe button if you're new here. If it's your first time tuning in, we are the home for the Maverick Cup Series here in 2024. All right. I am ready. Dewey, are you ready?
I'm absolutely ready.
Craig Hagley in the 032 lines up from the pole here tonight. Nick Gunther in the 55 to his outside, the 86. Joshua Mercurio, the 08. Apologies, folks. The 08 of Michael Norman and the 78 of Seth Cole. Your top 5 here to start this race. All right, folks, strap in. It's time. The Great Maverick Night in America is underway. Here we go from Daytona. Dewey, already the field's starting to get strung out. You see Jessica Shelton making a move 3 wide. A little bit.
She doors somebody, and I think they're going to go around Joe already. And indeed, she's around. Oscar Ramos is in it. We've got cars upside down already. The 80 is up and over. The 40 is in it. Jessica gets hit again late. And we're not even a lap into this thing. And we have got about 15 cars piled up in the bottom of turn 3.
And the game crashed.
Kate Dorsey involved.
Womp.
The 091. Both Snyders are in it. Cody Lamas. Alex Moe involved. They're still spinning out of turn 4. Mike Carroll in the 35. Gonna have to take this radio style with the game crash. Jessica made a move into turn 3 to take it 3 wide, and when she did so, she got down onto the apron, and when she came back up the hill, she got into the side of another car. I think that was Mike Mangialardi in the 029, and when that happened, the 9 lost control, went around, and a massive hit for Javier Negron and Oscar Ramos. The 80 also went up and over. Perry Bonin in the 60. Victor Correa found himself in that mess. Allison Rodrigo. Chad Hare in the 007. Yeah, about 15 or so cars. All collected. Not even a lap into this thing.
And again, apologies, folks. That's, wow. Not the way we wanted to start the race.
I think for sure the 5 and the 40 are likely going to be done for the evening, as they both suffered a lot of damage.
All right, well, it's lap 3, folks, and in honor of the great Dale Earnhardt, we encourage you at home to hold 3 fingers high in the air and observe a moment of silence here on lap 3. And we thank you at home for observing a moment of silence. You saw all the fans here in the grandstands holding up their 3 fingers, drivers keeping radio silence. Of course, Dale Earnhardt's legacy wasn't not just his 7 titles, his 76 wins. It was the safety improvements that were made in the wake of his death. And since those improvements were made, we thankfully have not lost another driver in any of NASCAR's National 3 Series. Nick Gunther will be leading us back to green here.
Second, those two and Michael Norman both were able to get around Craig Hagley prior to the huge wreck in turn 3. So the 032 will restart in 4th after leading us to the initial green. Got 2 cars out of the race from that incident. Oscar Ramos, with all of that damage sustained, he is done for the night and will finish in 40th. Trey Kinsey in the 80, one of those cars that went upside down, also retired despite it being listed as oil pressure. So those two will not have a chance at the $100 and the trophy tonight. Javier Negron in the 40, the other car that went over, he's still on track, but I would imagine that car will likely be pretty off pace as a result of the damage, but still got about 20 or so cars up at the front that have not sustained any damage, and that'll be what takes us back green.
Are you ready for this? Maybe you should call us back to green, because I called the start and it didn't go well. So why don't you call us back?
Pace car down onto pit road. Nick Gunther on the inside, Mercurio on the outside, and we are back underway here on lap number 5.
I see a splinter in the field. I believe that's Benjamin Snyder in that purple car in the outside line. Gunther and Norman, their teammates. Those cars up high. Here comes Zachary Hall in the 32. They'll be side by side for the lead here through the tri-oval. Now we got Matt Moss around in turn 4. Don't know what's up with that. All right, back up to the front.
Yeah, 15 got himself going, though. Currently crossing the start-finish line right now. Gunther doing a nice job keeping control of that high side out of 4. Zachary Hall, the 32, did a nice job keeping that inside line on par with the outside. Looks like both cars have, or both lines have roughly the same amount of cars in it. So right now, all about momentum to try to get yourself up to the front.
Dewey, as we're seeing kind of some packs as the caution's out. Okay, well.
I can hear... oh, and they're wrecking it in the front pack coming to the caution. The 81
Are they? No!
is up on the outside wall. Xavier Brown involved as well.
Oh my goodness.
Obviously separate from the whatever this caution's for. That's Santi
Mike
Gutierrez.
Seneca's involved in this one. Chad Heyer. Did the 10 blow up or something? Of Correa?
That wouldn't surprise me.
No, he didn't blow up. He got loose? Hello?
He was one of those involved in the lap 1 incident. Not sure if there's any damage that had anything to do with that, but Mike Seneca and Chad Hayer both went upside down, and the 35 went hard into Mike Seneca at the tail end of this. So another group of off-pace vehicles will likely result from this incident.
And see the incident with the 81 and the 30.
The 40 has retired from the race as well. One of those that flipped in the first incident. So we're on lap 8, and we've had about 5 cars on the roof already.
It's a solid start to the year. It's Maverick Night in America, baby. We're at Phoenix next week. Make sure you tune in. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time start for that one. Oh, Benjamin Snyder collected up in this one. Jason Dady, Mike Carroll. Couldn't tell you, like, I don't, man. Are you at a loss? I'm at a loss for words. Are you at a loss for... Look at all the cars on pit road. This is crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Look at this.
Probably some people, I would imagine, trying to get repairs or additional repairs done from the first incident of the race. Nick Gunther's still the leader here. Under this yellow, the 08 and the 86 right behind.
You say going to be a long race for only 125 laps. 125 laps at Daytona. That's an Xfinity race, right? 300 miles.
I think that's a tad longer than the Xfinity races.
Like, I thought the Xfinity race was 125.
It's 120.
Oh. So this is just a tad more than 300 miles. 500 kilometers is what it is. On a Tuesday night here.
And typically what they run for real at Phoenix.
Yes. I wish Tristan used to be our our party game czar in chat. I believe it was Tristan. Maybe it was Tate. 312.5 miles. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. I appreciate that. My unit conversions are not good in my head. I can go from metric like prefixes, but metric to English, no. Or imperial. Not good. Not good. You know, I go to Canada and I'm confused, Dewey. You know, that's kind of how it happens.
Yeah.
Like, what's a leader? You know? Who knows?
That's what Nick Gunther is right now.
Only 3 green flag laps. They did it for 10.
Have another retiree from the event, Mike Seneca, who just went over in that wreck.
That's the fan
called
favorite.
It a night in the 7.
No, I do not accept that.
Well, I got bad news for you.
Get Mike Seneca back out on track.
So we are down 4 cars already, all of which have gone upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Dady, Tom Musa, Chad Hare, all 1 lap down. The 007 has a lot of damage, like Seneca's car did, as they both went over in that incident. So, gonna be a long night of running around on the apron, likely for that 007 machine. Gunther and Norman, though, up at the front, will lead us back to the green with 115 to go when they take it. So still a long way to go for all these guys in the field to try to make their way up through the front. Or maybe wreck again, who knows.
All right, here we go. Field coming back to the restart zone. Nick Gunther with control. Green flag. We're back underway. Lap 11 of 125 here from Daytona.
Make their way down into turn one. First two cars now single file on the bottom in front of our pole sitter, Greg Hagley in the 032. Got a couple of them in the wall at it too. I think Mark Snyder was one of them, but they're keeping it straight for now.
You see Mark and Ben pushing each other back there in the middle of the field in their Kias.
Jessica Shelton and the 60 of Perry Bond on the bottom of those two. Looks like Mark's up into the wall again here, Joe, trying to keep it gathered up.
As we kind of watch this lead pack here as they're going to try to pull away. A lot of cars up here don't have any damage. Already have had two pretty big crashes in this race.
And it did not take long at all.
No, it did not.
Got Grant Wesley in the 88 now leading up that high side here out of turn 2. Name we haven't really talked about so far tonight. Working with Norman in the 08 up there in the second groove. As the top three all move up there to block their momentum.
Things are happening.
They are. I think I just heard tire screeching. Maybe. Nope, false alarm.
False alarm.
You never know sometimes. Curio back up top. Gunther in the 55 working both lanes, trying to keep that lead. Doing a successful job of it so far here down the back and into 3. Still have a pretty solid front pack here of about 18 or 19 cars. Got a second group forming here, about 7 or 8. Trying to get just some laps knocked in, or knocked down now, as opposed to what we saw to kick things off.
Our little scroller is just moving its way across the screen again.
Grant Wesley in the 88 trying to take the lead now on the inside line. He's got help from Hagley in the 032.
Grant is the two-time defending NNSCRA Daytona 500 winner, so looking for another crown jewel win with this 888 team tonight.
Definitely knows his way around this 2.5 mile super speedway. Showing that right now as I think he's going to take this lap here at the line. Or, nope, Gunther got it, but still made his way up there, though. And contending for that top spot.
So kind of ooh, big moment there for the 77.
That was close.
What are you doing there, Mike Wazowski?
Up there.
Oh my goodness. That's RJ in the 77?
It is.
Oh man. Mike Wazowski.
Gunther will lead another one there on the top side. Him and Mercurio have been...
They're working well together.
Dominant cars. Yeah. I think they're teammates, actually.
They're working well together.
They are.
Oh man, let's kind of check in on the rest of the field. You got some of our There's a couple of our MOT guys, TMP with Tom Musa. Yeah, I'd like to shout out all our leagues. Got this other pack and then our lead pack. The front.
Yeah, got a pretty good representation of leagues in here in tonight's race.
Which is always great to see.
Everybody from all these different leagues can just come show up and have a fun time, and with some pretty cool incentive on the line for doing so.
I mean, if they were making races that paid $100 to win, I think I'd be racing a lot more, Dewey.
You and me both. Imperial got a bit high there into 3, but Norman did not try to force the issue and let him back down into the groove.
Yes, and that's exactly it. Oh, we got a crash.
Oh,
Pole
no.
sitters around right in front of the field. Big one here in turn 3 or turn 2, excuse me.
I don't think anybody flipped over this time, as the second pack is all coming through. Hopefully they'll get it slowed down in time. I think they did. But Craig Hagley, our pole sitter, was the first one that went around. And that wreck, thankfully, was not any bigger than it was.
Yeah, off the front bumper of the 75 goes the 032.
Pretty big hit there for the 49, but besides that, I mean, you could probably classify that as disaster averted with how far up in the field that was, and with the 32 initially blocking the track while spinning. Pretty remarkable that there weren't more cars involved in that, and that none of them that were ended up facing the wrong way.
Let's go on board with the 06 Thomas Troxel. The driving Thomas does to get through this wreck.
Wow.
Look at this. Look at this.
That is about as close as you can come to getting into a wreck without actually getting into a wreck. Great job there by that 06 machine to stay out of harm's way, even if it was by the slimmest of margins.
Well, that secondary incident that we saw.
Cody Lamas there in the 84. Chad Heyer in the 007 has called it a night. One of those that flipped over in the second incident, being classified as a wheel issue, but obviously a lot more wrong with that car than just the wheel. See most of the leaders making their first pit stops of the night.
First pit stops.
See if we have any strategy here. Maybe some guys electing for 2 tires as opposed to 4. Maybe some guys going fuel only. We shall see.
Fuel only.
No tires, just gas.
No tires, just gas, just gas. You need tires. Sorry, there's all the Disney cars in this race, you know?
Nick Gunther first off pit road. Michael Norman, Seth Cole gaining some spots. Denny Carroll in the 41 picks up some spots. Definitely seems like we've had some either 2 tire or no tire calls here that are going to shake up this running order.
Shake it up. Again, a big thank you to High Voltage Media Productions for their support of tonight's race. Dylan Living Good. I'll speak slower. But High Voltage Media Productions amping up the excitement tonight. They, of course, do sim racing broadcasting, so you can go check them out. Again, High Voltage Media Productions. see Dylan there in chat as well. So I believe you can click on people's usernames to be able to go to their channels. So go give them some love, help and support tonight's broadcast. Yeah. Also, make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Go subscribe. Go do all those things.
Definitely recommend.
Folks, again, we tell you to subscribe here to JTN as well because, well, we got more great racing action coming up for you. Bombs Cold Racing Cup Series action heads to the Dover Motor Speedway Thursday night, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Tune in for that one. Oh, you can't click on people's names. What the heck, YouTube? Anyways, go check out High Voltage Media Productions. You can copy his name there in chat. Paste it into your scroll bar by opening up a new tab. Don't close our tab. It's popular real and important real estate, but anyways, where was I? Ad read. Dover Motor Speedway Thursday night. Bombs Cold Racing Cup Series action. Tune in. We've got a great championship battle brewing there between Zach Rogers and Tyler Mallon. Coverage kicking off 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Polar Bear 200 special Richard Sunt Memorial Race from the Texas Motor Speedway. Saturday at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And then 1 week from tonight, the Arizona 200 for the Maverick Cup Series heads to the Phoenix Raceway. Coverage kicking off 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Those races and much more, of course, are going to be all live right here only on JTN. Presented by
SchemeHaven.com.
Yeah. Dwayne, what is Scheme Haven?
Yeah, if you're new to the channel and you're wondering, oh, what is that? Well, I have news for you. That is my website. And what is on that website? Well, it is a paint scheme archive currently in the works. So, if you're looking for a new resource for NASCAR paint scheme archives and just want to take a look down memory lane and see what you grew up watching, SchemeHaven.com is your place to do just that. SchemeHaven.com.
.com.
I gotta make a jingle for that.
You do. You have a good jingle voice too.
Yeah.
Come on, let me get you. Give us a little jingle.
I gotta think of one first.
No, just SchemeHaven.com. Just like do that.
SchemeHaven.com.
Getting ready to go back green. Nick Gunther with control in the 55. Michael Norman to the outside in the 08. Green flag. We're back underway.
Got a bit of a stack up here towards the back of the field. I think somebody didn't go somewhere, and they are all over each other here towards the rear of this field into turn one. Yeah, somebody either didn't go or is probably off the pace from damage, and got one car now on the apron out of turn two. Not sure if they're falling back or if they got shoved out of the line. That is RJ Bishop.
Mike Wazowski.
Seth Cole now up in a second in that 78 machine.
Nick Gunther, though, still showing the way.
Benjamin Snyder is around in the middle of turn 3. The 81 also involved. Santiago Gutierrez, and that will put us back under yellow here on lap 23.
Woof.
I think there may have been other people involved in this as well.
Yeah, looks like Ben's gets split 3 wide here.
I think the 091.
He drifts up.
And the 86 involved as well. Joshua Mercurio. Sean Dotson there in the 091. So 4 or 5 cars there suffering some damage there, but definitely the tamest of the incidents we've seen so far, and I think everybody involved here should be able to continue on with their race.
Dewey, are you continuing on with the race? He's like, how do I answer that question? And sticker broke again. I love it. Don't you love it when things work?
Absolutely. Somehow, Cody Lamas has gotten an entire lap ahead of the rest of the field.
What?
Not quite sure how that happened.
I just built different, I guess. I don't know.
Perry Bond in the 60 has retired from the race, so we're 6 cars down here through just 24 laps. So still got over 100 laps to go here. And we're not going to say they're dropping like flies, but there would hopefully be maybe a few more left by this point.
Joey, do you like pancakes?
I love pancakes.
Do you like waffles?
Yeah, I like waffles.
Do you like French toast?
Yeah, I like French toast.
What don't you like?
Well, can you not wait to get a mouthful?
What?
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 Never mind. I don't like cautions, particularly. However, we're under one, and sometimes
We are
that
under
happens.
one.
And that's okay.
That's okay. Hey, that happens. Nick Gunther's doing a good job. He's led a lot of laps tonight, Dewey.
He has.
He has.
Of course, with the incident with Craig Hagley and others towards the front.
Wait, that was a meme?
Yeah,
Dewey, am I just old?
you might be.
Not even... We're the same age, aren't we?
Roughly. Kind of surprised you haven't heard that, though.
Wow.
That's an old one.
No, like, I know do you like pancakes? Just like pancakes. Do you like waffles? Just like waffles.
Yeah, the very next line is like, do, can't wait to get a mouthful. That's
Yeah.
right after it.
No, haven't heard that part. That's the problem. Here's the issue. Here's the issue, folks. I don't look up the source material. I'm very much word of mouth, you know? And this is one of those instances where word of mouth bit me in the keister. But hey, that's okay.
Gotta have your reference material for next time.
Do. That's the sound my brain makes sometimes when we're broadcasting these races, man.
I feel that. Pace lights are off, so we got the 1 to go here. Nick Gunther and Seth Cole leading us back to the green. Of
Making
100
that it's
laps to
just
go.
JTN as Mr. Potato Head saying, "You uncultured swine." I'm so confused. What does that mean? Just JTN as Mr. Potato Head. Okay.
So 100 laps to go this time by, so at the green we will be 1/5 of the way through this race. We're getting there.
We are getting there. That was some good math, Dewey. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Slow and steady wins the race for somebody in this field.
Here we go.
Got one of them on the apron
Yeah,
here into one. He's coming back up the hill.
Don't know what's going on
They're
there.
3 wide back here with the 4, the 48, and I think the 28.
Nope.
Wasting no time going at it here down the backstretch.
Oh, contact. 89-84. Now we're 3
yeah,
wide.
The 89's a little squirrely. There in the middle of the track. Quentin Moore trying to get things figured out there out of turn 4. We'll settle in there on the bottom. Got a report that the 81 has lost 4th gear.
What?
So that's pretty much going to end Santiago Gutierrez's chances of winning. I don't know how he blew 4th gear, but he did.
Oh,
And
77.
77's
RJ Bishop's around. Where'd you go,
Single car spin
RJ?
there out of 2.
There he is. Oh my goodness.
And he almost got
He almost
clobbered
got
there.
smoked.
Wow.
Can we go back and can watch that, please?
Oh my gosh.
Hold on. Alright. RJ goes around off turn 2. He got loose by himself. At Daytona. Handling, Dewey. Handling's important tonight.
And I saw with the 10 earlier on in the race, 77 with a similar deal here, and my gosh, that was very close.
Woof.
That,
Anyways.
if those two would make contact, they'd have probably both been in the fence and done for the night, but thankfully...
Back to live.
And the 77 will hit pit road here, likely for some new good years. The inside line is pretty much gone right now. It's just Thomas Troxel down there and one other car. Everybody else has migrated up there to the top side. Grant Wesley dives down to the inside to try to get the lead away, but Nick Gunther said not so fast and parked his 55 right in front. Just like that, we're 2x2 again.
Oh, we're blocking.
Gunther going up and blocking Wesley there in the Triple Eight. Nick Gunther is doing anything and everything to hold on to this lead, but the problem is there's still 96 laps to go, and he's blocking like there's about 6 laps to go. Got to be real careful.
I mean, you never know when the last lap's gonna be.
That is true, but
At least that's
always risky when you do that, but especially this early on.
I mean, Dewey, I'm just guessing. As Keith Hughes is there on the bottom, he of course won this race a few years ago. I was your champion last year as well, but I have to wonder how many of these guys. Oh, there's Crash. Never mind. Thought is gone.
No.
There's.
Oh my God. Cody Lamas is over. The 10 is over. This is about the entire back half of the field. Got
Oh,
about
man.
4 of them upside down right now. Caution back out, to say the least.
Parking lot.
Yeah, definitely. The 10 is likely toast. I think the 75 went over as well. That was a lot of cars.
Let's see. 35, 738, and then cars
Oh,
in the
man.
fence.
Xavier Brown. Jeez.
Cheese grater.
Yeah, 35 was up there. The 84 got like kick flipped up into the air at the tail end of that. Oh, man. And the 10 piles in and sends all 3 of them flipping. There were
And what
even
about
more
this
cars involved in front of that.
like
That was an absolute junkyard wreck.
junkyard? Too bad we don't sell sheet metal.
No kidding. The Racing Warehouse be making bank off of this one. Yeah, so there you see the 75 up and over, the 95 going down under the apron. I think the 35 like made a move to get underneath the 738, and when he did that, it just bumper grabbed him and sent him right up into the field. 49 car involved in it as well. Jessica Shelton also flipped. We had like 6 flips in that wreck. 15 was in it. Jason Dady, I think, blew an engine in the 051 before this wreck even happened. So I think we lost about 6 cars there alone.
That click the like button for the big one.
A good replay here if you can get the roof cam of the 49 car for this wreck. Juan Gaeta, he had about 2 dudes get kick flipped above his car right in front of him.
Look at that.
Imagine seeing that happen in front of you, right in front of you. And he spins it back around and he sees even more people flipped over. And just people going everywhere.
Should we have a best flip of the night vote?
I think we could even do a bracket style. We got about 12 of them to pick from already.
March is madness.
There is definitely March Madness here. March Maverick Madness. Yeah, about almost a third of the field has gone over already in this race.
Yeah.
Cody Lamas out of the race from the wreck in the 84. Saw him go up and over. And again, we saw Jason Dady with the blown camshaft, so he's done for the night as well. So we're down about a fourth of the field pretty early on. Victor Correa in the 10 also done for the night. Pretty rough evening for him, being in I think 2 or 3 of those incidents. So a big wreck and a big cleanup there.
Dude, that is an understatement.
Boy, was it. And still a long ways to go.
Yeah, we're not even halfway yet.
Well, pace lights are off. We've got the 1 to go after that massive wreck that just happened. Denny Carroll now at the front of the field in the 41. Pole sitter Craig Hagley now up in second. Thomas Troxel, Grant Wesley, and Nick Gunther round up the top 5.
Wasn't Hagley like perpendicular to the race cars earlier?
He was.
Okay.
It was, I think, either the third caution was him going around in front of the field, but now he's back up to second. So he's been able to recover from that pretty well and finds himself now back up in contention. Joshua Mercurio, who was involved in the turn 3 incident, now back up into the top 10 as well.
One's blowing up on the apron right now.
Tate Dorsey,
Oh, man.
one of our major contenders from last year, and I can imagine that is probably going to be the end of the road for him tonight.
TNQ equals saved equipment. Well, all right, here we go. Come back to green. Lap 34 of 125. Denny Carroll with control. Green flag. We're back racing.
Good start on the bottom for Denny Carroll there, trying to maintain this top spot. Going to go up to the top side to pick up the run from Craig Hagley and Grant Wesley. But don't think that worked out, and that's going to allow Thomas Troxel to take the lead here on the bottom in that 06. Outside didn't quite have the numbers there, but the entire field looks to at least be separating on the top. This might work out for him anyway.
I think right now a lot of these drivers, they probably just want to get in line and drive.
Well, not only that, but there's already a lot of cars with damage. They're going to be off the pace as this 22 and the 75 just doored each other there in the middle of turn 3.
Oh, perfect.
But there's so many cars now that are at different paces as a result of their damage that when they start up towards the front, everybody's going to have to maneuver their way around them in a safe manner. And I think you're seeing some of that right now. As the 22 and the 75, they made more.
They were trying to wreck each other. They're doing.
Yeah.
They're just.
Yeah, both of those cars are off pace and have been in a couple wrecks. And probably not having the best of times right now, but they kept it pointed the right way, at least. So they've still got a solid pack up here, about 15 cars that are either have very minimal damage or have yet to be in a wreck. And I think you can pretty much say all of them are a favorite just because of how unpredictable this race is. If you're in this front pack, you have a chance. Denny Carroll back out front on the top in that 41. Some good looking cars up here.
What's your favorite?
I'm liking the 06 and that 888 a lot as we got a little bit of contact there in the middle of turn 3. No harm, no foul, maybe?
Who knows?
For now?
They're 3 wide.
Yeah, we're 3 here in the trial bowl. I think they've got it sorted out. Michael Norman now leading that bottom side. Seth Cole filing in up top. Top 4 single file up top right now. Probably the 4 safest cars in the field as we speak.
You say that and one of them's going to get spun here, watch.
I hope not. That wouldn't be very good.
Hey Brian, welcome in. Hope you're having a good one out there.
Seth Cole at a weird middle of turn 2 there. It almost looked like those top 4 were starting to separate for a moment. Curio making a move perhaps, or thinking about it there into 3. Somebody did though. And that is Seth Cole this time. The Lone Ranger on that bottom side.
You ever watch The Lone Ranger?
I have not.
Oh, me neither. Anyways, Denny Carroll's out in front of the field.
87 to go.
Oh, man.
Yeah, still a ways to go in this one.
Folks, a friendly reminder, if you haven't already, we encourage you, there's 60 plus 67 right now is what my numbers are telling me. You guys out there watching, only 39 likes on the video. Again, we appreciate it so much here on JTN. If you click that like button, it helps support us here. It helps us kind of get boosted in the algorithm a little bit when the next time we go live, which again will be this Thursday with our friends over the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series. You can see Tyler and Zach are both in chat tonight, supporting us and supporting the drivers here at Maverick. So we thank them. They're in a championship battle over there. But yeah, make sure if you haven't already, click the like button. Make sure you're also subscribed. I have a feeling there are a few of you out there, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, give us a chance. It's complete, of course, as always, it's completely free to subscribe to us here on YouTube. We don't have any content that's locked behind paywalls or anything like that. What you see is what you get here on JTN.
Oh, we've got lapped cars double
We
fly
do.
here. Jessica Shelton's up top, 30's on the apron. Oh, I think we're good.
Yeah, but here comes Grant Wesley on the outside. Denny Carroll's not going to be happy about that because Denny was just leading that line along, and now he's stuck on the bottom with no help behind, Dewey. I mean, that's kind of the...
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that the 9 was going to go down onto the apron with the 30 and just stay out of the way, but ended up top, which, you know, if there wasn't a car on the apron, might have been a good thing, but definitely jostled things around, and just like that, we've got this 888 of Grant Wesley now leading the field here on lap 41.
And Dylan, unfortunately, I don't have a way to see who hits the like button on the stream.
It would be cool, though, if you could.
It would.
That'd be a very cool thing to do, but I don't think YouTube is that sophisticated.
I wish it was. You'd think it could be.
So if you're wondering how they caught those 2 slower cars that quickly, Jessica Shelton's going about 160 by herself right now with all the damage that she has. And these guys up here at the front are running about 187, 188. About almost a 30-mile-per-hour speed difference per lap. So there's a very big speed disparity going on. And that is why it looked so drastic. As her last lap was about 56 seconds, and these leaders are running about... And we've got somebody driving into the garage.
What?
The 30 is in the middle of the infield. I think he's, like, reenacting driving into the garage stalls.
Anyways.
So, Xavier Brown is calling it a night the long way here. Pulling it behind the wall and calling it a day.
Remember when Xavier Brown crashed into the ambulance at Richmond last year?
I do remember that.
That was fun.
Tate Dorsey also out of it, listed with a piston issue. We saw him with that smoke on the caution last time.
Oh, man. We're single file now here at the front. I think, like I said, these drivers, they're ready to just ride around a little bit, Dewey.
Definitely seems that way.
They're content. Oh, man.
Not sure what happened to Craig Hagley in the 032, but he was up there for the restart, and now he's off the pace with quite a bit of front end damage, and he's about to go a lap down. I'm not sure when this happened, but
Well, Denny Carroll's also...
it wasn't that long ago that he was up there in this main group. I think
Yeah.
I think while we were looking at Xavier, him and the 41 both came down pit road.
Okay.
And RJ Bishop in the 77 also came down with them. And so those 3 are running together here out of turn 2 with the leaders coming up on them. So they're going to go a lap down here in just a moment.
You want to try to do something crazy again? Green flag pit stops.
And here we go, this front group coming up on the 3 we just mentioned. So perhaps these guys are short pitting to try to leapfrog this entire group when they complete their round of pit stops. See if it works out for them or not. They are maintaining speed though, so it's going to take a bit for these guys to actually get around them here. They're only about 2 or 3 miles per hour slower than this front group as they're coming up on Jessica Shelton again as well, who's in the middle of the
Oh,
track
no.
as these guys are on the bottom. Oh my gosh.
Dewey, just laugh. Just laugh, Dewey.
I think I understand wanting to drive for points and all that, but I think with how far off the pace that 9 is, it might be time to call it a night for Jessica. That is just
Points racing.
it is very, very slow.
Points racing. Went up on Benjamin Snyder in the 22.
So now looks like Keith Hughes in the 82 has picked up this 3-pack of,
Yeah, I don't think that was by
Guys.
choice either.
but they're on the pace, so it's not a terrible decision.
No, but... Oh, man.
As Ben is in the middle of the track, he's going to go up high. Hopefully he stays up there. I just get so nervous when they come up on these guys because they stay in the middle and then they go up to the top at like the last second and they're like, oh. Oh, Ben came down into him. Oh, he's around. And he tags the 86 of Mercurio. He goes around on the backstretch. We stay green, and that is a terrible... Oh, no, now we're under caution.
Oh, no.
So I think that's going to give the lucky dog to RJ Bishop being the front of these 3 guys
Oh, man.
on the bottom.
Dude, you kind of called that was going to happen, didn't you?
Yeah, I wish I was wrong. I sincerely do. But
Oh, man. Ugh.
sometimes when you're going around these guys, they just get so squirrely, and you saw Ben clip the wall and come back down and clip the 86, who thankfully didn't hit anything and was able to lock it down. So he should be good to go with 4 new tires, but
All right. Well, upcoming races here on JTN. Bob's Quarter Race Cup Series actions live Thursday night, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll kick off qualifying time there with our friends at BSR. Then it's the Polar Bear 200 from the Texas Motor Speedway Saturday night, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Then Maverick Cup Series is live once again next week. Arizona 200 from the Phoenix Raceway. Coverage kicking off 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Those races, much, much more, are all, of course, going to be live right here only on JTN. Welcome back, Zach. And it's presented by
SchemeHaven.com.
your new
still
source.
working on that.
Your new source for motorsport paint schemes.
Yeah.
He's got a great archive going there.
It's like the leaders are going to hit pit road here, as is RJ, since he is the recipient of the lucky dog.
A lot of pit stops. Pit stop.
First off pit road looks to be Nick Gunther and Keith Hughes. The 82 picking up some spots after just being behind a couple of lapped vehicles.
Dewey, did you enjoy the Bristol NASCAR Cup Series race this past weekend?
I very much did. That
Yeah.
is one of the best races I've ever watched, actually. When there's a lot of tire wear, it makes it more fun. Case in point. Do you enjoy it?
I did. And if you want to hear my
Good, good.
opinions, I encourage you to go over to Track and Turf Media here on YouTube and check out this week's episode of the Fake Racers podcast, which came out today. I got that, of course, pinned at the top of our live stream chat.
You can check out Joe, Davey, and Matt give their thoughts
Matt
on how
back.
the weekend went.
Matt back after a gnarly spill in his BMX
Yeah.
race from the week before. I'm so glad to know that Matt's back on the mend.
And
Happy
of
to
course-
have him back.
Indeed. And of course, Davey designed all the new logos and looks for Track and Turf, so hats
Mhm.
off to him for...
Oh,
getting
hats
all that.
off. I didn't know you were a
Yeah.
hats off guy.
Yeah. Did a great job setting all that up.
He did do a fantastic job. Did Mark Snyder stay out?
I think he might have.
Mark Snyder, the leader?
Maybe he's getting the wave around?
Yeah, there he goes.
Benjamin Snyder, Juan Gaeta, and Mike McIntyre all have retired under that caution.
Mike or Matt?
The 738. Oh, that's Matt. Whoops. Matt with an ignition issue, and Ben and Juan retiring from crash damage. So the three of them, unfortunately, will not be the recipient of the Fun Coast Trophy here tonight. Got, looks like, I think 24 cars on the lead lap. Jessica Shelton 2 laps down. And then everybody from 26th on back is out of the race. So we're not even halfway through the race yet, and almost half the field is out of the race. So attrition is the name of the game here tonight.
All right, pace car's in. Nick Gunther with control. Keith Hughes to his outside. Green flag. We're back away. Lap 52 of 125 here from Daytona.
74 laps to go. Still a ways to go in this thing. And again, with a much smaller field now than what we had earlier. So the cream of the crop starting to rise to the top. The ones that are the fastest and are the best at avoiding wrecks are the ones you see still in contention. Nick Gunther at the top of them right now. They're in that 55. Looks like RJ Bishop has lost first gear. But I think if there's any gear you're going to lose, first one is the best one.
I mean, I don't want to lose any of my gears.
No, you never want to do that, but I think losing first has the least impact on your race of the four.
Mm-hmm. Gunther's got his teammate there, kind of leaving Seth Cole stuck in the middle.
And 3 wide here. 78's all by himself. No help in front or behind. So
Joker's...
you'll likely drop to the rear of this pack.
Joker's to the left of me, Joker's to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. That's playing right now in Seth's ear.
Oh, and now he's up into the wall.
Never mind, now he's...
And he's up and over.
Now nothing's playing in his ear.
Oh, and they're going to pile in. The second pack is in at the 13, the 41, the 15. Oh, they're just piling in now. Caution is back out, and Seth Cole's night might be done. Allison Rodrigo collected, Sean Dotson, Matt Moss rather, Christian Torres, Samuel Cruz all involved.
95 got up into the 78.
Big hit for Sean Dotson there in the 091. Contact with Allison Rodrigo sent the 78 up and over. Greg Hagley gets a piece. Mike Carroll as well.
Oh, man.
They have been wadding them up tonight.
No kidding.
And I think that's like flip number 13 of the race.
13?
I think. I believe it's 13.
13 flips?
Yeah, about a third of the cars that started this race have been on their roof at some point.
13 flips. Wow. Let's go on board with RJ Bishop in the 77, because I think he does a pretty decent job here getting through this. Oh, you be the judge of it here, Dewey.
The Alex Moe there up ahead of him. Sees Alistair Rodrigo. Wow. Yeah, that was pretty dang close.
So, split strategies here at the front of the field. Nick Gunther, our leader, those staying out.
See if we have any retirees there from that wreck. I think if any, maybe Seth Cole from going over. Not sure how much damage that car has got, but definitely will not be as fast as it just was.
And folks, please hit the like button. Thank you. Got any conversation topics for us up here in the booth? We'd like to hear them. You know, going to Grand Rapids Saturday for a day trip. It'll be fun. Do you ready for the Red Sox to be back, or are they going to be bad this year again?
They're probably going to be a last place team again.
All right, never mind. We won't talk about baseball. I'm kind of hopeful for my Detroit Tigers, but you know.
Yeah, the Red Sox starting rotation was not very good last year. But they signed a guy with a 5 ERA.
And that's
then he blew his
improvement.
arm out in spring training, and he's out for the whole year.
Oh.
So they're right back at square one. And that was also after trading Chris Sale. So they're down 2 starters now.
Hooray!
Yay!
But you got UConn basketball, do we?
I do.
That was the one
Trying
thing.
to go back to back.
So again, folks, March is madness. So apologies for all the college basketball stuff here during your sim racing, but I was in Connecticut, started this year, right? You and Weaver did an excellent job calling our Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series event at Daytona in my absence, but the entire airport in Hartford is decked out in UConn stuff. Everywhere there's UConn banners and everything. It was kind of cool. And then they had Hartford Whalers stuff, so I almost bought some of that at the airport, but then I was like, do I really need that? So yes, Florida is in March Madness. They are a 7 seed, Dewey? Is that correct?
That is correct. Florida was actually the most recent team to win back-to-back tournaments.
That's correct.
Remember the old Al Horford, Joakim Noah, Corey Brewer teams from 2006, 2007. Those were the last guys to do it. UConn trying to the most recent. I think they got a pretty good chance at it. Anything can happen, but they're good.
And now a word with Joe. Yeah.
If only Michigan made the tournament too, but they did about as close to the opposite of that as you can.
We don't have to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're playing in the Big Ten championship though for hockey this weekend against Michigan State, so that's cool. First time Michigan State's been in the hockey championship for Big Ten.
College hockey is underrated.
Yes, go to your local college and watch some hockey next year when you get the chance. Or if your college does have a hockey team, go watch it. Yeah.
Hopefully you're watching this still.
Yes. I mean,
Uh,
50 of you still are, so thank you. We appreciate you so much for tuning in tonight. Nick Gunther's going to be leading us back to green here. I'm going to lap 57 of 125.
69 laps to go this time by far the nicest restart of the night. As the field continues to dwindle in size. Again, 24 cars, or 25 left on track, all but one on the lead lap. But some of these 24 are going to be off the pace from crash damage. Nick Gunther still out front. Thomas Troxel leading the bottom side there in the 06. Of course, one of our big contenders, Seth Cole, was just involved in the most recent incident, and looks like he's about as off pace as Jessica Shelton is right now, so that's going to pretty much take Seth out of the running here for this one.
Recon Gaming, I hope not. Troxel and Wexley side by side as the 06 starts to try to gain some ground there on the bottom. It's still, again, Nick Gunther out in front, Michael Norman there in second. These guys have done a great job of staying up here out of the hornet's nest that this mid-pack has been in this race so far.
Big move there by Wesley down to the bottom side in front of Troxel. Try to get this lead away. I was going to say that the inside didn't have the numbers, but as I thought of how to say that, they just all went down there. So forget I was even thinking about it at all. And the 888 trying to pull even now with Nick Gunther for this top spot.
Again, $100 on the line to whoever wins this race here tonight. So a lot of money, a trophy on the line as well that'll get shipped to the winner.
And of course,
second and third also getting payouts, so that's
right.
nice. The $30 and $20 respectively.
And if you're on the podium, you'll turn a profit from running this race. Of course, everybody else will break even because this game is free, but...
Whoa, hold on.
Well...
Is it?
I
don't know. Are we in the freeware? Technically?
I will not be commenting further on this matter.
Isn't freeware 20 years?
Maybe. I'm not familiar with corporate law. Or copyright law or whatever.
This is not
that falls
advice. Yeah, we are not lawyers.
No, we are not. We are not consultants. We're not any of that. We're just dudes.
Dewey's probably the closest thing to a lawyer that we have at JTN.
That's not saying much.
No, I know. But the point being.
So, I think our pole sitter Craig Hagley mentioned before that he'd pitted with the leaders, or with Denny Carroll before, but he definitely sustained damage at some point, because he's running now with...
Seth Cole, who was just on his roof.
Yeah.
And Jessica Shelton, who's been running around at 160.
Well, actually, Craig just ran a 47.5. Did something just happen to... Oh, he came down pit road.
Anyways.
Well, what the heck?
What the what?
Oh, he fell out of the server. That's what happened. Yeah, Craig fell out of the server during that run, so... Now he's back there with the 78 and the 9. So he's going to need a caution to get back in this thing. Back up at the front, though, it is still Nick Gunther in control, as he has been for pretty much the entire night. Michael Norman there in second. Zachary Hall doing a nice job there in third. Mercurio running in fourth. He's been in 2 wrecks tonight and has managed to escape both with almost 0 damage. Same cannot be said for a lot of other people in this field, but it can be for him. And Thomas Troxell's been up here all night as well. There in 5th. And as Nick Gunther crosses the line here to complete lap 62, that means that we have hit the halfway point in this race.
Streamers and confetti have fallen down here in the booth.
Halfway down the backstretch, we will have 62.5 laps down and 62.5 to go. We are officially now halfway done with the Fun Coast 500.
You're 250 kilometers into the Fun Coast 500. Nick Gunther going to dive to the bottom, coming up on lap traffic here.
Yeah, this is your Seth Cole and Jessica Shelton here. Both of whom I would assume are running for points here.
Oh.
With how off pace they are, as the 95 almost clipped one of them. Craig Hagley does have the pace, but he's by himself, so he's still losing time.
Yeah.
But the difference for the 032 is when this lead group comes up on it, he should be able to latch on to the tail end of it and maybe get the lucky dog if the yellow were to come out. Looks like Mark Snyder and Allison Rodrigo might have a little bit of damage or just getting around these guys. Those two kind of racing with each other on their own now. Oh, one on the wall, up and over is Mercurio. The 28's up on his side, and he gets hit again by the 029. And unfortunately, Mercurio is not going to escape this one with a little damage. That car is junk here in the pit lane, and we are back under yellow here on lap 64.
Here's a replay. 28 up into the 86.
And there, Keith Hughes in the 82, last season's champion, also caught up in it. In the 029, I believe that is Mike Mangialardi.
Brennan Whitford involved in this one. Take a look at Keith Hughes' ride through this incident. Keith just kind of minding his own business, and then here come the cars.
Yeah, 28 just washed up, and there's a car there, and nothing Keith could do to miss that one. But the
Matt did a
86,
good job in the 15 getting through.
He did. Yeah, so 28 and the 86 both up on their side there.
On board with the 15.
Got on the brakes nice and early for this one. Watches all the calamity unfold in front of him and can escape through. No harm, no foul. I believe that might give Seth Cole the lucky dog.
Maybe.
They hadn't lapped Craig Hagley yet, so it's a good break for the 032. And looks like we're going to see just about everybody come down pit road this time.
There they go.
Ba 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 ba.
Boom, 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 boom. We're gonna get copyright struck for that. Could you imagine?
That would be very unfortunate.
Can't even play my track and turf commercial because the music that said it was free was not free apparently.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Nick Gunther first off pit road like he has been plenty of times tonight. Michael Norman, Denny Carroll, Thomas Troxel. The next 4, or next 3.
Yeah, that sucks, Tim. All right, well, Dewey, I don't know. Do you want to reset here halfway through this race? I mean,
Yeah, get a little race recap going. Been a lot of wrecks.
yeah, that's coming to mind.
Had about a 15, 16 car wreck on the first lap of the race. Had one, I think, on lap 8.
Yep.
About lap 15 or so, I think they had one. They're maybe 25, 30. It's kind of all blending together right now, but there's been about 7 or 8 different cautions.
What was your flip of the night?
I think that wreck with Cody Lamas and what was it, Xavier Brown, pinwheeling into the catch fence. That one was pretty gnarly.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
Gnarly, he says.
Sean Dotson in the 091 has called it an evening here. We're down to 24 cars left. So 40 cars started this event, and 16 of them are no longer running. And again, even a bunch of the cars that are left on track are
damaged,
off pace.
Yeah.
It's really about maybe 10,
this is
11 cars.
It's been pretty representative of an ARCA race at Daytona, hasn't it?
It has that same kind of feel to it, like the one we had from this year. They wrecked fairly early in this year's race as well.
Yeah.
With the biggest field in years.
Yeah. So got a lot of good cars in that wreck too, kind of like what we saw tonight.
Yeah, of course, Shane Van Gisbergen was making his first ARCA start, and it lasted about 4 laps up at the front. Pace lights are out though, so we get to go back green this time.
Yeah.
Nick Gunther on the inside, Michael Norman on the outside.
Yeah. Green flag.
Brendan Whitford in the 28 is called tonight as well, so we're down to 23 left on the racetrack.
Big thank you to Brendan for helping provide the trophy.
Michael Norman in that 08 got a pretty good restart. He's side by side now with Nick Gunther, and the outside's got more numbers as they stand, so I think we might have a lead change here down the back. New face here up at the front, and it's going to be that 08 of Michael Norman leading his first lap of the night potentially. Got help from Thomas Troxel and Grant Wesley there in the 888. And indeed, the 08 will lead at the stripe here to complete lap 69.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice lap there for Mr. Norman.
I mean, if you can lead 2 of them, you want to lead the last one in that one, right?
Without a doubt. I'd rather lead 1 lap and have it be lap 125
That's what I'm
Then
saying.
lead 124 laps, and the one I didn't was the last one. They're pretty much all single file, though. Looks like top 9 or 10 all up. Actually, the entire field right now, all single file up on the top, which might be a good thing.
Never mind, they're gonna jump to the bottom.
Why do I say things?
Zachary Hall is blinking in and out, so they're gonna try to get around the cow car there.
Joshua Mercurio also went around at a turn 2 on that last lap without a caution. I believe he may have had some help from Mark Snyder in the 27. Up into the wall and has got it going now. So he had a really good recovery from his earlier spins, and he's circling the drain, unfortunately, right now in that 86.
He's doing what in the drain?
His race is circling the drain.
Ah. Just kind of watching these guys here. I mean, Dewey, we've seen this race be hectic, to say the least, right? When you've
Hectic is putting it simply.
when you've had a race like that, and now you're kind of sinking into this final 50 laps or so, do you want to reset behind the wheel? Do you need a wake-up call? Like, kind of what do you need out of your crew chief, out of your teammates?
I mean, I think there's been enough wake-up calls already, and like I think every time you have a big wreck like that and you're pacing, I think every time you do that, it's an opportunity to reset. And obviously, you know, there may not be another yellow for the rest of the race. You might not have another chance to do that, but any opportunity you have to reset, you can definitely take it. And as they go single file right now, I think obviously not a lot happening right now. Maybe you could try to just readjust and get back in it as things are now. And I mean, definitely a good opportunity to, and it's probably not a bad thing we're single file.
Is now
we're just knocking laps down.
Is now the point in the race where you're trying to figure out who your friends are going to be, who you want to be pushing you, who you want to push. Now that you kind of know who's out there, or do you start that from lap 1?
I think you can start it from lap 1 and try to get a rough idea of who might be good to work with, but in a situation like this with so much of the field off pace or out, the guys that are up here I think have a pretty general idea of who they're going to want to work with. Like Thomas Troxell and Grant Wesley, we've seen work really well together throughout this race, and I would imagine that if push comes to shove, those two will probably be there together at the end of the race, provided nothing out of the ordinary happens to them. I think Nick Gunther obviously has a chance to work with these three, and there they go up to the front, trying to get around. Oh wait, but he shuts the door on them. They're trying a little bit already, but I think you'll definitely see more of that towards the end of this race as they put the slow car Mercurio now a lap down.
And they'll split them for fun. At least
RJ
RJ
Bishop
did.
took the low way down.
Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, so we're down to, looks like the top 10 is in a league of their own, all single file up here. At Michael Norman, Thomas Troxell, Grant Wesley, Nick Gunther, Denny Carroll, Danny Baum, Zachary Hall, RJ Bishop, Quinton Moore, and Keith Hughes, last year's champ. Alex Moe kind of by himself right now in 11th. At a pack of 3 or 4 here in the middle of 3, and and a couple of stragglers spread throughout the track. So I think at this point, if you're in that top 10, you have a chance to win. If you're not in that top 10, you're going to need a caution or two. Of course, these 10 have been able to either avoid the wrecks or be in front of all of them. And thus, pretty much all of them have little, if not any, damage.
Oh, man.
Oh man is right.
So it's been a hectic night, folks. We appreciate you tuning in with us here tonight. Still a very, very strong crowd. We appreciate you taking some time. Make sure if you haven't already, click the like button on the video. Make sure if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Click the bell icon to be notified when we go live. We have more great sim racing coming up for you throughout the rest of the week, throughout the rest of the month, throughout the rest of the year. And you don't want to miss a second of it. So if you click subscribe, click the bell icon so that way you get notified when we go live to your smart device. That is always, again, the best way to stay up to date with us here on JTN. Caution out once again here from Daytona.
Survey says... I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Looks like Mark Snyder has claimed...
Seth Cole went around on the back straightaway.
Yeah. Well, Jessica and Seth are both very off pace, and Mark has a little bit of speed, and
yeah.
I don't really know what... I don't know.
I don't know why we're... Yeah.
I don't know why Jessica and Seth were side by side there, because, you know, like, Mark obviously is off pace compared to the leaders, but Mark also has more pace than these two have the last 20 or 30 laps.
Yeah,
So I'm not really sure what the deal there is. I don't know why they didn't just give him room to go around up there, but both of those cars, again, have been extremely off pace since their respective incidents. So... caution's back out regardless. So we will reset here, and I believe that's going to give Mercurio the free pass.
$100 on the line to the winner. 30 to second, 20 to third. Winner also taking home the Maverick Cup Series trophy. So everyone coming down pit lane here, Dewey, taking advantage to get some fuel in the cars, probably a couple tires, maybe. We'll see. Left side's going on some cars, maybe some right sides, but a lot of two-tire stops probably here under this caution.
Would not surprise me if that indeed is what we see.
That is exactly what we saw.
Oh, there you go. First off pit road looks to be Grant Wesley there in the 888.
So, working this caution here, folks. Again, can't thank you enough for tuning in. Remember to follow us on all our social media at JoeTowNetwork, right here on YouTube as well. Make sure to go check out our secondary channel, Track and Turf. It's going to be our source for all of our non-live content, not all our non-sim racing stuff. So, Fake Racers Podcast, Oof Science, when the NFL season returns. We're looking at maybe doing some college football stuff as well. That's something I want to do. Racing video essays, and much more. That's all going to be found over on Track and Turf. So again, we encourage you to go check that out. We got it pinned at the top of the live chat here on the right, or to the right of your YouTube stream if you're on desktop, and then if you're on your phone, I believe the little chat shows up below the streams now, so you can find it there as well. Nick blow a tire? I don't think so. He looks fine.
I don't think he did. I don't know how he would have blown a tire while pacing after just getting new tires, but...
I mean, there's a lot of grip out there, but I don't think there's that much grip.
Pace lights are back out, so we're going to have 43 to go at the restart. Grant Wesley, Michael Norman, Thomas Troxel, Nick Gunther, and Keith Hughes. Top 5.
I mean, we can give you more energy. We're ready to go back racing. Grant Wesley going to have control here. Michael Norman to the outside. Jessica. Yeah, Jessica's been down power this whole race. She's involved in a wreck. Lap 1, I believe, was involved in that first big crash. So been down on power, and then was involved in that last incident. So maybe was limping around on a blown out tire before pitting when the lap cars got to pit.
She flipped in one of the... I think she flipped in the same wreck that Cody Lamas did. And she's been off the pace since that happened. Just trying to run around and pick up some spots where she can. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 guys on the track right now that have been upside down at least once in this race.
Grant Wesley with control. Green flag. We're back underway here from Daytona. Wesley with a good push there from the 06. They're going to be clear heading down into turn 1. Michael Norman on the outside has help again from Nick Gunther. The 08 and the 55 have worked so well together. Keith Hughes, defending series champion, also their third in line. They got 3-4 cars.
They just plowed into the middle of turn 1 and 2.
And we got another crash here in
the
turn.
The 75 just ran over the 78, and they're both down into the grass coming at it too.
We stay green.
I don't know what in the world that was, but I panned over and I saw the 75 going way faster than those two were.
Look at this.
And he just ran him over. Yeah, no yellow though. Both of those cars have been all 3 of those cars have been upside down and off pace tonight. So
Grant Wesley has snagged the lead here in the 888. The 06 of Troxel now in second. We got another crash.
Quinton Moore is around. The 86 is in it. The 27 of Mark Snyder's around as well. The 43 spinning through the grass.
That should be a caution.
And that is a caution.
Oh, let's get a replay. Oh, 89 and 35 with some like bumper grab maybe, Dewey?
I believe that's what we had there. And these 3 just didn't have anywhere to go. That's about the 5th wreck that Joshua Mercurio has been in tonight. He just cannot catch a break at all. And Mark Snyder, he's been in a couple as well. Ooh-wee.
Your hat, sir. Wrong place, wrong time for Mark Snyder, yeah.
Really, for all three of them, they just...
On board with our good buddy Allison Rodrigo here in the 43.
It definitely seems like the 89 got bumper grabbed off the rear of the 35, and when you got a car sitting in the middle of the track sideways and guys barreling at you at 180, it's going to be very difficult to avoid them, and that's why you saw the 27 and the 43 in where they did.
Yeah, off the back of the 35 now.
Of Samuel Cruz also did a really nice job of avoiding the 89 as it spun.
We get yelled at when we do race predictions. We get yelled at because then we always jinx, so we don't like to do race predictions.
Yeah, they usually don't go very well.
Don't go very well. I
Camera guy is going to need a pay raise for all this replay footage. Bristol
is doing a fantastic job, man.
Head cameraman, Bristol will be getting a hefty amount of treats in Good Boys tonight.
Oh, man. We appreciate the sympathy. We're trying. Bristol is a good boy, that's right. He got into mischief today, though. He did get into some mischief. He got into some, we'll call them candies. That my roommate has, and... He didn't eat any. It would have been really bad if he ate some, because they're the kind of candies dogs can't eat. And then, he also got into some protective devices. So, do with that information as you will. So he was a little mischievous today.
Bristol will always be a good boy, though.
Yeah, but I don't think they're getting at the fact that restart or not here tonight, because we still, I mean, a lot of these drivers were able to keep in the race after that first incident. I think Oscar was the only one that fell out from that first wreck. Maybe Trey in the 80, but
I think Trey stuck around for a couple more laps, but yeah, Oscar was done pretty much immediately. Christian Torres in the 75 has retired from the race. We're down to 22 left on the track.
Still over 50%. That's good, right?
Yeah. Just barely, but yeah. Pace lights are out, so we'll go back green here with 38 remaining.
I'm ready for this restart. We talk, I think Chris was on the call with me for that one, but I mentioned it earlier in the show. Grant Wesley, of course, two-time defending NSCRA Daytona 500K champion. Done a really good job in this 88 of just being up in the front. Nick
He has.
Gunther's also had some strong runs there. Michael Norman. I'm not surprised to see a lot of these NNSCRA guys up here towards the front of this field throughout this race because they have a lot of experience in these long endurance Daytona races because that's what this has been.
These top 4 have pretty much been in the top 5 for the entirety of the race, save for pit stops.
And
They
that's
have just been the class of the field.
And that's kind of like in these super speedway races, right? We talk about drivers dominating. And yeah, you can lead a lot of laps. I always go back to Brad Keselowski in 2016 at Daytona in the August race. I think he led like 120 laps, just did a really good job of like manipulating the air behind him and whatnot. In NR, it's a little bit different. If you can stay up inside that top 5 throughout the race, I think that's like a dominant performance. I think we reevaluate the way we classify dominance on a super speedway, especially in a race like we've seen here tonight. As the green flag is back in the air, lap 88 as the 888 takes control of this race.
I mean, for a race like this, just avoiding every wreck might be dominant, because there's been a lot of them.
Yeah, sorry, Ben. Minor slip of the tongue there.
This will group everybody back together, at least briefly, but I'm sure you'll see all the guys off pace will start to filter down and away from the pack. Got a couple of them on the bottom. Michael Norman and Denny Carroll trying it out. The numbers are not there, though. Nick Gunther goes down briefly, but then files back up to the top. 95's in the wall a little bit. Just like that, we are back single file once again. Which, again, might not be a bad thing.
Dewey starts screaming, we're single file.
We're single file!
Again, these guys, they're at a point where they need to ride, right? We're riding around a little bit here, trying to conserve tires, conserve the car.
Just not wreck, really.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Somebody just, like, warped into the fence or something. Oh my god.
Just don't wreck, really, as there's a car in the outside wall.
I think that was Zachary Hall. He just kind of, like, his car just warped into the safer barrier, but thankfully that didn't result in anything. Yeah, like, honestly, if they ride like this till maybe, 10-ish laps to go, and then kind of go for it, I think that's probably the best strategy for
we've seen
cars in the field.
They've wrecked when they're single file, so,
I mean, they have.
It's been one of those nights.
But it reduces the chances, I would think. Got a couple of them on the bottom. Mike Mangialardi down there, Craig Hagley, who's a couple laps down, and Keith Hughes trying out the bottom, but nobody else is really biting and going down there right now.
Eddie Carroll's slowly but surely made his way back up here into the top 10 in this 41.
They're 3 wide behind them,
I know. I'm trying to ignore it if I'm being honest with you, Dewey.
Mercurio, Alex Moe, Mike Carroll, RJ Bishop in this little pod here.
Couldn't tell you why we're doing it, but we're doing it.
I would certainly hope that if they wreck again, that's not where it starts. Got a couple of them on the bottom, though. Norman and Carroll go down there now, trying to get away or back up to the very point. And, of course, just as I said it, they go back up to the top, because why make anything I say look good?
Hey, new player here at the front of the field, too. The Ford car, Tom Musa at Monster Energy Ford. We haven't said Tom's name too many times here tonight. But he's slowly but surely made his way to the front. We saw him do this last year in this race, was in contention late. So again, not surprised to see this 4 car up towards the front of the field. Did a good job of, I mean, really, all these drivers that are left in this race, they've had pretty good attrition rates, right? But
They have.
you know, they made sure they ate a nutritious breakfast this morning for this race. Made sure they were fueled up. Maybe had a nice dinner. Dewey, what did you have for dinner?
I had pizza.
Oh, what kind of pizza? Like local joint pizza or like chain pizza?
Pepper and onion from a local joint.
Nice, nice.
Can't go wrong with that. Looks like we are back to single file now, coming up just shortly on 30 laps to go. I'm sure Craig Hagley specifically would like at least 2 more cautions. You know that car's got the speed still, but he's trapped 2 laps down from falling out of the server earlier. So while he is up there in a fast car, not in contention in terms of track position right now.
We're approaching 30 to go.
We are.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, never mind.
Oh my goodness.
I just can't believe how slow the 9 and the 78 are compared to everyone else. They've just had so much damage.
They're just out there having fun, you know?
They are.
They're like those guys in the Bristol Cup race this past weekend, right? That were like, they're just driving around there on their tires that are on the cords, hoping a caution comes out, you know, 20 miles per hour slower than the leaders.
That was so fun to watch.
Great race. It was a great race. It was funny to watch everyone kind of like try to wait to see if a caution would come out there with that last pit cycle, and then no caution ever actually happened.
And they all just blew tires.
Yeah, it was great.
Or catch fire in the brakes or whatever it was. It's a good little time.
It'll never happen again though.
Probably not, which is a shame, because that was very, very entertaining.
Indubitably. That's a good word, by the way.
Indubitably.
Yeah. I don't know if I used it right. You're the English guy, but...
I'm not an English guy.
Well, you're like, You're the English guy.
Sure. Perhaps. And we are indeed under 30 to go now. Still single file, still Grant Wesley in control of this thing. Him and Thomas Troxel have worked pretty well together through the duration of this race. I'd imagine it's going to be fairly difficult with a pack that's dwindled down to something this small for those behind them to mount a charge, get around them. You've only got about 10 or 11 cars in this main group. Of course, remains to be seen if all of them would try to go around, or if maybe some of them elect to work with those top 2.
As the caution's out.
Why would that be? You know, it's the 86 again. It's like the 6th time that Mercurio has been in a wreck tonight. We'll see what happened this time.
See the second pack wrecks again. Mike Carroll trying to get around the 86.
I think he might have just turned him.
Yeah, well, there he goes.
Pretty decent hit for him up there as well. And Quentin Moore just lost in the smoke. Couldn't quite avoid it.
I believe this puts us right on the edge of being able to make it on fuel. So maybe we'll get into fuel save mode.
Yeah, we're gonna go back green with about 25 to go, which I think is gonna be enough on fuel, maybe? I don't even know how many cautions we're at anymore. I think that's like maybe 12 or 13 or something. Something like that.
We'll get you the official tally at the end of the race, but yeah, quite a few.
More than one.
More than one, that is for sure. Probably around 10, more than 10, right? Like,
We're in the vicinity.
the vicinity, that's another good word.
It is.
Vicinity.
Vicinity of obscenity in your eyes. I would assume we will get all of the leaders down into the pits this time to get themselves good on fuel until the end of this thing. It's been one of those nights. I'm sure a lot of people in this field probably want this to end soon.
When will it be over?
Looks like Craig Hagley's gonna take the wave round here and get one of his 2 laps back. Probably banking on another yellow coming out so he can pit for fuel and be good until the end. Solid strategy if you're the 032 with the amount of cautions we've had tonight. I highly doubt this will be the last one. We'll see if that ends up working in his favor. First off pit road is going to be, looks like Thomas Troxel this time, I think. Nick Gunther, Keith Hughes gained some spots, Michael Norman. Grant Wesley is the big loser in that one. He came in first and he lost about 7 or 8 spots that time.
Big deficit of track position.
Wonder if he took 4.
I think, yeah, well, yeah.
Because that was a very slow pit stop comparatively, and you went from leading this thing to restarting probably in row 4 or row 5.
I don't know, I kind of like it. Gotta do what they're not doing, right?
Jessica Shelton taking the wave around as well, getting one of her laps back. Probably hoping for some more attrition before this thing wraps up.
Nutrition or attrition?
Why not both?
Do you eat a nutritious diet?
I do.
Of what?
Food.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Dewey, I don't believe you.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. $54 lead changes in that cup race this past weekend. It's crazy.
Most at a short track ever.
Insane. The people, they're going crazy out there.
They are.
Ah, thanks, Matt. He says, hey, y'all. I worked out every other day for 2 weeks and worked out 10 times. Hope this helps. Thank you. Yeah, I think it does help, actually. Helps a lot.
Yeah.
Appreciate you chiming in with your words of wisdom. Matthew Steelman, friend of the show, of course.
1/3 of the
Fake Racers
podcast.
That's correct.
Which you can find on Track and Turf.
That's correct. Dude, you're so good at this, man.
Gotta be.
Gotta be.
Gotta be a cut above the rest.
A cut above the rest, he says.
Alright. Pace lights are off. We're gonna have 24 to go at the restart. Thomas Troxel Nick Gunther, Keith Hughes, Michael Norman, and Tom Musa rounding out our top 5. Alex Moe, Denny Carroll, Samuel Cruz, Zachary Hall, and Mike Mangialardi, our top 10. See if they'd go single file this time or if we keep ourselves in a pack. And I think we're hitting the part of the race now where they're actually going to want to battle it out the rest of the way. Hopefully, though, they just don't wreck again.
Troxel with control. Green flag. We're backing away here from Daytona. Gunther with a good restart on the outside. He pulls ahead here, heading down into turn number 1 into the short chute. Help is immediately behind the 06 by way of Keith Hughes and his Honda.
Yeah, very interesting representation of manufacturers in this race. Of course, you got Ben Snyder's team of Kias. We got about 3 different makes or styles of Fords in here.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock my time, and I have a roommate, so I can't be yelling and screaming right now. Just gonna put that out there. Anyways, Troxel with control here. Nick Gunther is now behind the 06. Trying to push him along here. Hughes on the bottom. He's got help from Tom Musa. I kind of like getting pushed from the 4. You see Michael Norman there in that 08. Watch for once the 08 gets clear of the 82. If he gets clear of the 82, see if Nick Gunther tries to make a pass here as the 77's on the apron.
Yeah, that was a little concerning, but looks like he's got it now. Definitely looks like we've got a bigger pack up here on this run than we did prior to the
32's
caution.
blinking out again.
Yeah, thought I was about to turn to 13 because of it.
There you see it, and
Oh,
hey,
boy.
look, I called it. Here comes
He's
55. Inside of Troxel for the lead. Nick Gunther trying to take back. Oh my god.
Oh my god! Denny Carroll is going skyward, and he is barrel rolling into the pit entrance. The 95 is in it. The 41 is still barrel rolling. He's flipped about 15 times already. They're still wrecking across the line. RJ Bishop is destroyed. The 29 of Mangialardi is around. Matt Moss in the 15.
What are you gonna call him? Wait.
Oh my god.
Here's a replay.
Yeah, the 32 just warped and flew somebody into the air.
Get the tires.
Oh my god. Poor Denny Carroll.
That's the flip of the night, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that
one
overtakes,
wins.
Xavier Brown from earlier. That was awful. Yeah, the 32 warped and he disappeared for like 10 seconds, and he reappeared out of turn 4 inside
Jump
of
scare.
Denny Carroll's car, and they just went skyward. And there's the 95, the 15, the 77, and
oh my goodness.
now if you look at RJ Bishop, the 32 came back into he warped out again, and then came back and like threw the 77 forward into the 95.
Oh great.
Just a mess on the front stretch.
Disaster.
And that is cost us Denny Carroll, RJ Bishop, and Zachary Hall, all 3 of them out of the race.
I'm gonna go on board with Grant Wesley here on this next replay, but watch, as Dewey said, watch what happens here with the 77 of RJ. And boom.
Yeah, he just shows up again. He just reappears and just drags him. Oh my gosh.
KJ, we don't need coffee. We need something else. Anyways, let's go on board with Grant.
Oh man. Great job there by Grant Wesley to avoid this thing and keep himself in contention.
When we talked about him losing all that track position there, 2 tires on this stop. He comes out 3rd off of pit road.
That's also the caution I think that Craig Hagley needed.
Yes, gets back on the lead lap, doesn't it?
Or well, he's still showing 2 laps down. Perhaps he pit before that caution, maybe?
Anyways, that gets Tom Musa the lead. He stays out in this 4 car. He was able to avoid the wreck.
So if you're keeping count at home, I think we're up to about 15 or 16 different cars that have flipped in this race now. And yeah, Denny Carroll flipped at least 12, maybe 15 times in that wreck. And what was a promising run ended from no fault of his own. I gotta be honest, I'm a little surprised that the 32 was never, sent to the rear or anything with with how bad of a warp that was. But
yeah, it was.
Unfortunately, you can't control when you're warping during a race, but if you don't take them out of the way, that's what can happen. But looks like Tom Musa came down pit road on this lap. Maybe just wanted the lap led.
Well, and I think too, this hitting this lap makes you feel a little safer, fuel load wise.
Definitely.
The trend of the race, if you want a Larry Mack impression, the trans, you're probably gonna get another caution, right? I think that's what the trend says.
Perhaps.
And these guys are only going to get a little more aggressive here. So, yeah, I don't know. We're coming down to the end of it, though. So, folks, if your friends aren't watching, tell them to tune in. It's coming down to the end of the Maverick Cup Series season opener from the Daytona International Speedway, the Fun Coast 500. I'm Joe. He's Dewey up here in the booth for JTN's coverage. We'll be live all season long for the Maverick Cup Series. Approaching 11:30 in the east, so we can't thank you enough at home for tuning in, for watching with us here tonight. It's been a longer show because we had 65 drivers show up to try to qualify for this event. Talked about it a lot at nauseum at times through this event. $100 to the winner, $30 to second, $20 to third. A trophy also going, custom 3D printed trophy going to the winner of this race as well. So a lot of prizes on the line here this week. So, man, it's been a wild one, to say the least, Dewey. I think it's probably putting it nicely, but
yeah,
we're coming down to the end of this one. These drivers out here, they've survived the calamity that this race has brought. Now it's going to be about trying to survive what's to come. Green flag. We're back underway. Keith Hughes with control here for the restart. Wesley to the outside in the 888.
19 laps to go this time. We are getting close to the end here. I cannot believe that 86 car is up in this pack. He has been in about 5 or 6 different wrecks tonight.
Hey man, those Cadillacs, they build them like tanks nowadays.
They do.
Luxury tanks.
He was up on his side earlier, and he finds himself now in 6th place at the end of this thing with a pretty good chance of maybe even taking home the win. It's a comeback number 2 for him tonight.
See Michael Norman and Nick Gunther both trying to get clear. Gunther not clear just yet of Keith Hughes. Norman has a decision to make. Does he ditch his teammate? He does. He blocks the 82. Oh, no.
Oh, no, and there goes Grant Wesley and Thomas Troxel. The 06 has been one of the best cars all night, and he's spinning through the grass here in the Tri-Oval. Oh, man.
And Dewey, no caution.
And that's going to take the 06 out of this thing unless a yellow comes out for something else. And that is such a shame because he had been running a phenomenal race tonight. And he is now out of it from something not his own or not of his doing. That is a Very big shame there for Thomas Troxel. And we're 3 wide for like 12th back here. Allison Rodrigo, Samuel Cruz, Mike Carroll going at it here across the line.
Oh, man.
35 is like in the wall right now.
Please stop.
Oh, they're trying. Still 3 wide here into 1. 13's pulling ahead a little bit.
All right.
Only side by side. Mark Snyder to the back bumper now of Rodrigo. As these guys are all fighting to stay in the top 10 area. How much attrition there is that's your tail end of the top 10 right there, is that battle.
Oh, man, we're single file once again here, though, from Daytona. It is Nick Gunther out in front of the field once again. Nelson Rodrigo, that bright green car there to the inside of Mercurio.
Oh, gosh.
Please stop.
She's like trying to side draft, I think, or something.
I don't know what he's doing down there.
Mercurio jumps down.
Mercurio's like, you know what? If you want to side draft me, how about I just push you?
So that works for everybody involved.
Well, I wonder if Allison, if he's using a keyboard with the way the movement is.
I think you might be right.
Like, it's very yeah, I think that's a keyboard.
I'm not gonna say erratic, but it's definitely more. Oh, and
it's erratic. It's okay. It is what it is.
As a former keyboard racer myself, I can attest to that.
You don't got a wheel?
A former keyboard racer.
There we go.
I am part of the wheel crew now.
The wheel. Mark Snyder is pushing Mike Carroll to the front of this field, man. Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, and I think they're both on the lead lap too. Like, this is, they could make some noise here late in this thing.
This could be a career night for these drivers.
Both of them. And Grant Wesley's making a move down to the bottom. Alex Moe throws it ahead of the 35, just barely.
Hey, that's another driver we haven't talked too much about. Alex Moe in that 048 Lowe's Chevrolet.
Oh, God. Keith Hughes. Oh, and there goes Mark. He got tagged by the 32, and we're flipping again. Oh, or did Mark just Alt F4 to get out of that thing?
What?
Oh, wait. What? He walked it didn't. Huh? What?
I'm so
he
sorry.
was about to go
That is
flying,
amazing.
and he warped and has like no damage. What just happened?
Let's get a replay of that. What the hell?
What in the heck just? What?
Here's the replay. I don't know what's going on anymore, folks.
I'm so confused. He got tagged by the 32 there. He's gonna go around. And he just disappears.
He's just gone.
The 43 got collected in it as well, and then Mark just reappeared on the backstretch facing the right way without damage. I've never seen that before.
Look at this.
Yeah, big hit there for Allison.
Yeah, he's not been his night. He's blowing up now. Field's splintered now, so that doesn't help our case to have a lot of cars here at the front. No yellow, that's right.
Wait, there was no yellow for that?
Nope, we're still green.
What?
Grant Wesley's out in front.
Caution this entire time.
Nope, Alex Moe in second. Keith Hughes in third.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. This race has had everything, hasn't it?
It has, and again, I'm more surprised that wasn't a caution. I thought they were already pacing somewhere. Nonetheless, though, yeah, Alex Moe up into P2 with a potential to not only get a career best night, but maybe even make it a W.
W.
As the 43 is sitting on pit road with a ton of damage. So Allison's night is over. Jessica and Seth are door banging each other down the backstretch at 160 miles per hour.
Why?
I don't know. The 13 is slow. Did he like run out of gas? He's like barely making it to pit road. I think Samuel Cruz might have run out of gas, Joe. Either that or he's blowing up.
Do we?
I don't know what's happening anymore.
Yeah, Wow. Okay.
Yeah, the 13 is just limping down pit road at like 10 miles per hour. I think there's I don't know. I'm just in awe that we didn't get a yellow for that wreck, but we are still green here. And the 13 is in the garage just like the 30 was earlier. They are going through the MIP stalls right now. He is parking it to the next level here.
Folks, leave a like. Our ticker's even tired tonight, but we'd appreciate it if you would please click the like button on the video. Help support us here on JTN. We can't thank you enough for tuning in. 10 laps to go, coming to 9 here at Daytona. Grant Wesley has been the I don't know, the Bobby Earnhardt of these JTN big race Daytona broadcasts. He's won 2 NSCRA Daytona 500Ks. The last 2 that we've broadcast here on JTN. He's going for another crown jewel victory here tonight in that Quaker State Menards Chevrolet. He's got the other home improvement chain in the race, Alex Moe and the Lowe's Chevy right behind him. And oh, don't look now, that's defending series champion Keith Hughes sitting there in third. And you know, Nick Gunther and Michael Norman, they came to play tonight too. They have been up front inside the top 5 this entire race. They are right now sitting 4th and 5th. Matt Moss there in the 15, that Mac tonight Chevrolet. Dewey, where did he come from?
That's a really good question.
And then Tom Musa took 4 tires and probably has the most fuel on board of these leaders, just in case we're a little bit closer than what we think we should be.
Yeah, and the 15's been in a couple of wrecks tonight, but he avoided the ones that mattered the most, and now we've got a pack of 7 with 8 laps to go, and he is one of those 7, so
$100.
Any of these guys up here still have a chance to take home this win and that trophy and that $100 payout.
Or 30 or 20 if you're second or third.
Of course, you always want to be the top dog, though, whether there's money or not.
Look who says money.
Seven laps remaining here at Daytona.
It's been a marathon.
We're almost there.
It's been a marathon.
It has.
Coming up on some lap traffic as well before the end of this race. I believe that's probably Jessica Shelton and Seth Cole.
Samuel Cruz in the 13 has retired from the race, which means we're going to have more cars out of the race than will finish.
That's not a fun stat.
Now we have now 19 cars on the racetrack, or no, 18 cars on the racetrack, and 22 are out. It has been that kind of night. And again, only 7 of them up here.
Battling for the win.
Yeah.
6 to go.
Mike Mangialardi and the 95 of Dylan Baum running together here, 8th and 9th through the Tri Oval. Mike Carroll by himself in 10th. Mercurio and Quinton Moore 11th and 12th. They're on their own. Mark Snyder by himself in 13th. Thomas Troxler, who got spun from 3rd, runs 14th, just trying to finish it at this point. Allison Rodrigo trying to limp it home with a whole bunch of damage. And then there's, again, this pack of 7 that... And then Seth and Jessica that have been running about 160 for 80% of this race.
So 5 laps to go. What will these drivers here do to try to get around Grant Wesley? I mean, it's really, we know two of these cars that are going to work together, right? We know the 55 and the 08 are going to work together. Does Keith Hughes, does he push the 048? Does he try to stay behind the 888? Is he going to try to ride the momentum and drive out of his rearview mirror? He's kind of the one that's in the interesting spot here because, you know, if you're Alex Moe here sitting in second, Dewey, you're not going to see the move that the 55 and the 08 make immediately. They might already be to your inside. Keith Hughes is going to be able to see it almost immediately when they make it, and here they go.
Oh, here they go. Well, Nick went, Norman didn't. We'll see if he can get back up into the line here.
Up on Allison Rodrigo in the 43 off the pace.
The thing with Grant Wesley, too, is I mentioned earlier that him and Thomas Troxel were working well together. Well, the 06 got spun and didn't get a caution.
Yeah.
So Grant's partner is gone. So he's going to be basically by himself up here trying to fend off everybody else. Alex has a decision to make because Alex can say, hey, you know what? This is already one of my best career finishes. I would be content with second place in $30 rather than trying to make it a run for the win and maybe getting shuffled back to 5th or 6th. So we'll see what the 48 does. Obviously, the 55 and the 08 will start to do something together. We'll see what the 15 and the 4 can try to do at the tail end. What was that? Oh, Mercurio. He got spun again. Oh my gosh.
3 laps to go.
He flipped over. He grip flipped and barrel rolled onto the apron.
We'll get a replay of that.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna replay that later.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Right
no
here,
promises.
Yeah, that's about the 16th flip of the race. Ish.
No promises.
Oh my gosh. Thomas Troxel was gotten by Mercurio and Mark Snyder. He's up to 12th on his own.
Oh,
and Mercurio just spun again. Oh my god.
You ready? 2 laps to go?
Mercurio just tried to intent wreck somebody.
Who?
Tried to wreck Quentin Moore and ended up wrecking himself.
Oh my god.
So he's limping it around on the apron now in 14th as the leaders are coming up on him. I think Craig Hagley was short on fuel. You saw him come off of pit road.
Yeah, 2 laps to go.
And here we go.
It's getting crazy. Here comes Nick Gunther to the inside. He's got help from Michael Norman. Big push, though. Outside line. Going to have momentum here down the back straightaway. Wesley still riding that momentum. He's got Alex Moe blocked in there in the 048. Keith Hughes shoving that Lowe's Chevrolet down into the corner. Mercurio with a flat there, lapped car to the outside.
Oh god.
They're coming up on Mark Snyder here
in the middle of the oh god. Oh my god, no! And he washes up into Grant Wesley. Oh my gosh.
Nick Gunther to the lead here, coming to the
Tom
white
Moose
flag.
is on the apron now. White flag is out at Daytona. Oh, what are we doing?
Death Craver 1 to go, folks. Check out Death Craver, now available on Amazon. It's a book that chronicles the story of Enzo, a young racer who finds himself invited to a competition by an agent of a Universal Racing Agency. Little does he know he's going to have to take on Death Craver and his squad of assault agents. You got to read the book to find out more. Here we go. Nick Gunther with the lead.
48 got the wall into 3. Here comes Keith Hughes. I don't know if he's going to have a run to get there. It is Nick Gunther in first. It is Michael Norman in second. Out of turn 4 for the final time. Can Norman do anything?
He's going to look high.
He's there. Oh, he put him in the wall. Gunther is around. Here they come. And up the line, it's going to be Matt Moss winning it. Matt Moss in the 15 just stole it from everybody. No way. Matt Moss in the 15 avoided everything, and he just flat out stole it from the rest of the pack. Unbelievable.
Dewey, I don't have words.
I don't either. I got some, but not very many. Nick Gunther was trying to block the 08 and walled the both of them and turned him around.
What?
And the 15 just missed it and won.
Oh my
Have
god.
you ever? Oh.
Michael Norman finishes second backwards across the line.
Oh. Keith Hughes third, Tom Musa fourth, Nick Gunther rounds out your top 5. Alex Moe, Grant Wesley, Mike Mangialardi, Dylan Baum, Quinton Moore, your top 10.
What?
Oh my god.
What?
I cannot believe that just happened. Actually, you know what? I can. I kind of can.
You take me. Can we revisit the last like lap and a half, real quick?
So, after all of
so
that,
let's go. Let's start. We're gonna go helicopter. We're gonna follow this whole thing. So back straightaway, Grant Wesley has the lead at this point. Apparently there was the multi-car wreck. Mark's. Oh man.
Yeah, and Mark was in the middle of the track, and that took Grant Wesley out of it, who had a fantastic night. There's Tom Musa on the apron.
So now we're white flag, right? Last lap. These two have a huge lead. Okay, look at where Matt is. Matt is 4th. Look how far back from the lead he is in that 15 car. Now he's got the draft.
Not very much though.
Anyways, here we go down the back straightaway. Nick Gunther, he's got Michael Norman right behind him. No help to the back of the 08, right?
Keith Hughes sitting in 3rd. He's got to hope that these two wreck. He's
got no chance.
Not quickly enough.
Yeah.
And at this point, Norman knows his chances to go up high and try to pass Nick with the little run he's gonna have, and he does so. And Nick just walled him and turned himself. He had it.
Like Keith slowed down too. They were off at turn 4.
Yeah, Keith slowed down to miss it, ended up running into the back of Norman, and it allowed Matt to just escape right through and win. And, you know, even if Norman had passed Nick for the win, Nick would have still finished 2nd and gotten $30, but instead he got passed, dropped to 5th, and now he gets nothing.
Let's find Matt. Where is Matt doing his burnouts? There he is. Did he have enough gas to do burnouts?
I honestly don't know.
Let's see.
But yeah, Nick Gunther cost himself at least $30 by doing that. Because instead of finishing even 2nd, he finished 5th and out of the payout zone. But at the end of the day, Matt Moss will take home the $100 and the trophy. And perhaps we could get maybe a replay of Mercurio's flip there at the end too.
Yeah, we got a lot to show you folks at home, so let's try to get as much of it as we can, because
yeah, from what I gathered, Mercurio got turned by Mike Carroll, I believe, and grip flip arrow rolled down the track, and a lap later tried to intent wreck the third, or not Mike Carroll, Quinton Moore, and a lap later tried to intent wreck him but missed.
So here's what Dewey's talking about that first incident.
Yeah, so the two of them go around, and now the 86 starts to slide down the hill, and he just tipped over. It just did that.
So there's that.
And so he gathers it up slowly, obviously with the damage he now has that was not there before.
And then this is what you're talking about, waiting on the 89.
Yeah, he did. And he wrecked himself. The 89 just got doored but kept going. He just wrecked himself and cost himself even more spots. So I don't... Obviously, he's ticked. He's been in a lot of wrecks. It wasn't his night. But, like, at that point, why?
Yeah.
Just why?
Yeah, I can't...
So, that was that.
That was the Maverick Cup Series Fun Coast 500.
Yeah. 3 hours later, we have a winner.
We do. So let's go ahead. We're going to work on getting you results on your screens. Let's go ahead and start by talking with our 3rd place finisher. Or do we talk with our 2nd place finisher? Who do you want to talk to? Talk with our 3rd place finisher. Let's talk with Keith Hughes. Yeah. He's the driver of the 82. He's our 3rd place finisher here tonight. Keith, you got a copy there? Are you as speechless as we are up here in the booth?
I don't know what to say about this.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start there. What happened at the end of that race? your
Well,
windshield.
I was a half a lap short of gas, so I spent the whole last run just trying to save.
Mhm.
So I was out of power coming to the line. I wish I'd had power because then I'd have won. But congratulations to Matt for getting it done, though. He sandbagged all race and came out on top, and that's the Matt we know and love.
I was gonna say it was almost like you were just letting them by there coming to the end.
I was out of. I mean,
I know. No, now I know. Now I know, right? And that, like, when you look back at this race, I mean, it was chaos, calamity, yada yada yada. What is it? Just you kind of set this one as the outlier. I mean, you're the defending champ of the series, right? You're kind of the garage area leader. What do you say to these guys after tonight's race?
This is Maverick.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, simple, short, sweet. I like it. Keith, we are running short on time here tonight, though, man. Congratulations on a great start to the year. Third place finish. You're also taking home $20, so that's good job. You know, what are you going to spend that money on?
I don't know. I'll buy maybe a steak dinner for one.
Go to Texas Roadhouse, man. You got any of those around you?
Yeah, and I'll just eat rolls maybe.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Steak
go.
and a bunch of rolls. It'll fill me up.
Exactly. But Keith, again, congratulations on the great finish. Before I let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Got great partners. Got a new partner on the car this year. Got great partners on the car and great folks. Shout out as always. Floor is yours. You know what to do.
Yep. Visible Wireless is my cell phone provider, and if you use code VJCRB, you get $20 off your first month, which would make it like $15 for your first month. You get free hotspot, and they are faster than Xfinity 10G. How about that? So you can take that to the bank and just think, everybody, I know people are frustrated, but for the most part, it was pretty fun. A lot of anger happens because it could be ran better, yes, but that's why I said it's Maverick. So everybody has to come in it with taking that mentality and understanding it's not going to be perfect every week.
Well, Keith, again, man, congratulations on a great start to the year. As always, it's a pleasure getting the opportunity to talk with you. I have a feeling we'll be talking with you more throughout the season. Man, can't thank you enough for your time, and good luck here as we start 2024.
All right, thank you. We'll see you next week.
Keith Hughes, driver number 82, your third place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and next talk with our second place finisher. He's the driver of the 08, Michael Norman. Michael, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right. Easy question for me here. What the heck happened there off of turn 4?
It was a bit of a miscommunication. Me and Nick, we've been working together the whole race, and we were just kind of riding, we had just got it. It was just me and him going. I was just like, okay, well, he's got it. Obviously, I wasn't going to try to pass him. So I was like, you know what? Let me make this look exciting. And so I just moved up to the outside as we were both just kind of coasting because we were running out of gas.
Mm-hmm.
And he just, for some reason, decided to come up and block. And that all happened. So I honestly have no idea. I mean, I do kind of feel bad about it because like I didn't say anything when I probably should have just been like, oh, hey, I'm going to run up to your outside but not pass you. But at the same time, it's like, you're going for a win and you actually have a shot.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get that. You guys had worked so well together throughout this race, too. Dewey and I brought up the point, a lot of times we talk about drivers dominating races and we look at it in terms of laps led. And Nick led the most laps with 51. You led 15, which, quick look and glance at the sheet, third most. But you guys were up inside the top 3, top 5 throughout the race. When you have good teamwork like that and you're able to keep your track position, is that almost more indicative of a dominant performance out of a driver on a super speedway than it is to lead a bunch of laps?
Well, I mean, a super speedway racer, you want to get out there, you want to lead the most laps. Dale Jr. says he loves being the leader because he can control the line. If you can read what the racetrack is going and you have a good teammate in front of you that is pretty much the same way, you know how the car feels, you guys can react together. Following could be just as important as leading. So, in terms of being a good super speedway race car driver, if you can stay up front, you're good. But what really shows is if you get trapped in the back and work your way back up forward, that's also a definition of a good super speedway racer.
Well, Michael, again, You guys did great here tonight. I think you're a pretty damn good super speedway racer. Congratulations on the second place finish, $30 richer. Before we want to let you go, want to give you the opportunity. You got y'all had some great looking paint schemes out there tonight, as always you do here for the season openers and these drafting tracks. But I want to give you the opportunity. Great partners on the car. I know you got great folks to shout out and thank. Floor is yours. You know what to do.
All right, thank you so much. I would like to thank the entire Toyota team that we're on. You know, RJ Bishop Family Racing, all the satellite teams we're a part of. You know, he painted, him and Seth tag team painted these cars and everything. It was such a good run to be out there. Thanks to Ben for putting this on for the rest of us and giving us a chance to do this. And I also want to officially apologize to my teammate Nick for the miscommunication that was for us, the wreck there at the end when we could have just had a 1-2. But you know, I just wanted it to look exciting. And thank you guys also for broadcasting. You know, from one broadcaster to another, it's always fun.
Yeah.
To when you guys do this. So thanks a lot, and have a good evening.
Michael, again, congratulations on a great result here tonight. Second place run. Don't spend all that money in one place. And yeah, looking forward to hopefully getting to talk with you more, whether it be here in Maverick or over with our friends at the NASCAR, man. Congratulations and thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good night.
Michael Norman, driver of the number 08 Toyota, your second place finisher here this evening. Let's go ahead and finally conclude down in victory lane and talk with the driver of the number 15 Chevrolet, who leads one lap on the night. It's the most important lap. It makes him $100 richer. It's going to get him a pretty cool looking trophy too. He's driver of the 15, Matt Moss. Matt, buddy, how's it feel to be a Fun Coast 500 champion?
Pretty good. How did it feel watching it?
I don't know, honestly. I think Dewey was going a little crazy. I was befuddled. I was speechless. Did you kind of have that feeling behind the wheel there at the end when those two are all of a sudden making contact and Keith is running out of fuel right in front of you?
Yeah, well, I was surprised, and I had Keith telling me that he wasn't going to make it, so I kind of knew that some people might run out, but I wasn't sure if that hole was going to stay open too when they wrecked, or if I was going to be able to get through it or not. But
we talked about like this race, chaos, calamity, carnage, all kinds of C words, right? How tough was it to manage this race? Because if I'm recalling correctly, you got involved in a couple incidents tonight. How tough was it to kind of stay in it and kind of work through some of the mess?
Oh yeah, I was contemplating quitting a few times. I made it through a few wrecks and then got bulldozed from behind about 3 times, I think, after clearing the wrecks. So that wasn't ideal, but so it was hard to even keep up with the draft for a while until the end there when I finally got with the main pack and had a car behind me pushing me. I could stay up in it.
So you're saying perseverance pays off for all the young kiddos out there that are looking up to you in victory lane with your $100 bill with your Ben Franklin.
Yep. So you know what I'm gonna say? I'm going to Disney World this weekend on vacation. So I'm going to Disney World.
Wait, are you actually?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. You got kiddos, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are the kiddos excited? Are they?
Oh yeah.
How excited are they going to be tomorrow when they find out, Dad got a big victory tonight?
They'll be happy, and we got $100 more to spend at Disney.
I think you can probably buy a couple, like another meal with that, right?
Yeah, at least one maybe. I don't know. I've never been there, but we'll see.
You've never been?
Nope.
Oh my goodness, Matt.
Yeah.
You're gonna have fun. You're in for a treat. It's gonna be fun. Well, you're going to go celebrate in Disney World because you won the Fun Coast 500. That's why you're going to Disney World. Matt, congratulations on the big win. Last question. What does it mean to win this race? Obviously, the pomp and circumstance behind it. It's a big event here to kick off the year. 65 drivers show up. You have to qualify your way in. What is it to mean to you and this 15 team to be able to... I know you were locked in, but, what does it mean to win and with such a big entry list and field here tonight?
Yeah, a big win. A lot of drivers have tried to win it, so I know there was lots of wrecks and there was incident that took out the leader at the end there, but I can't control that. I just did what I did and got through there to the end.
Well, man, again, congratulations on the win here tonight. Before I let you go, I'll give you the opportunity. Got great stuff going on as always over there with MOT, and you got great partners and folks to shout out with this 15 team. Floor is yours. You know what to do.
I'd just like to thank Ben and Mark and Maverick for putting this on. It was a race. Like to thank the guys I had working with an MOT for part of the race. Mondays of Thunder, we race on Mondays and Sundays, and we worked together for a good part of the race. And then at the end there, I had enough fuel to make it happen. So glad I got it done.
Well, Matt, again, great job here tonight. Congratulations on the big win here to start the year. Have a fun trip to Disney this weekend. And, man, again, can't thank you enough for your time. Congratulations on the big win.
Yeah, thank you.
Matt Moss, driver number 15, your race winner here tonight. Folks, that's going to wrap up our coverage here from Daytona. Again, can't thank you enough for tuning in here to JTN this evening. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Remember, the next time we are live here on JTN is going to be Thursday night with our friends at BSR. And then 1 week from tonight, we're back. Maverick Night in America returns as we head to the Phoenix Raceway for the Arizona 200. You can follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, whatever you want to call the Twitter machine. But again, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for Dewey Schramm III, my colleague, and for myself, Joe Twansky, can't thank you enough for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
3 wide for second, but Sean Whitehill is going to bring it home and win the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Ricky J closing up, off turn 4. He's going to have a run to the inside. He blocks into the grass. Checkers out. Hardy wins it.
Ricky, what's going on in your brain right now?
Yeah, putting on 4 big rubber shoes and 2 gallons of, not 2 gallons, 2 cans of exploding dino juice here, Joe.
Down to the tunnel turn. These guys are throwing it through there and around to the back.
No.
The wall, as well as RJ Bishop. Down in front of Keith Hughes. Oh, no! Big hit. RJ Bishop.
Oh my
Oh,
Ricky
big
J
wreck.
big crash into the wall.
Oh,
The leaders
no.
have wrecked. Ricky J is upside down. Magoo is hard in the wall. Tyler Mallon escapes with no damage. Everybody else in this main group, including Nelly, is jumped.
Through the north chute they'll go. The 24's into the wall. Almost contact there. The 10 with the shallow entry into turn 4. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. Folks, the 24's in the wall. They make contact. Turn around. Napick goes on through the flip. Rich Napick's going to win the Culver Block 200.